procedure smoke. Signed in the margins, thought it was closed. But we read every clause, every quiet ploy. Now the door swings shut. Welcome to the receipt room. You can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. Alright. True, don't knock, it walks right in. Welcome to the receipt room. We brought the receipts. Hold the line. Name by name, time by time. No more smoke, no decoys, signal over noise. Welcome to the receipt room. Woo! Welcome to the receipt room. Welcome to the receipt room.
Hey, hey, everybody.
Hiya.
Happy Friday.
It's good to see everybody today.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
How
guys.
are you doing tonight, guys?
Oh, sorry. We're doing great. I'm expecting people to answer you back in the chat.
Sorry. Yeah.
So,
No, doing
everybody,
wonderful.
everybody, welcome to Tracing Justice / the Receipt Room, where Freedom Fire and Yeet Force are hosting us tonight because they have come up with a treasure trove of information, and I think they may have cracked the Q code. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. We're going to let you be the judge of it, but we've got a lot of information coming down to you guys. So, and just remember that tonight's production is brought to you by justiceshrooms.com and justicepetclub.com. So if you want to turn off your check engine light and your little furry friend's check engine light, check out justiceshrooms.com and justicepetclub.com. And I am Josh the Justice Cometh, and this is my beautiful wife, Tracy Taylor. We got Yeet Force with us tonight,
Roger.
and the one and only Freedom Fire 1776. You guys doing okay tonight?
Doing
Little
good.
nervous.
Tired, but we're doing great.
Listen, I've heard that you guys have been burning the midnight oil on
Big
this
time.
project, and
Yeah.
and this may turn into a multi-part series if I'm thinking correctly.
Probably so.
Definitely.
There's a lot of info. A lot of
Yeah.
info.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and welcome everybody into our chats because I see the rumblers already going. So, and our Xers are already being very, very excellent tonight. We have got two separate Rumble chats going tonight. We've got Tracing Justice chat and our Truth or Media chat going. So just pick a seat, whichever one you want to get into. You know, I don't know if you guys know how to share the chat on the
I
screen
do.
at all. But
I can
if you
do
do
it.
that, it will funnel everybody into the same chat here, no matter where they're watching from. So let's go ahead and go through the Truther Media chat over on Rumble. So Tense15 checking in with the very first check-in of the day. Good evening, friends. Man, it feels like it's been forever since I've been on camera.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's been a
Yeah,
little while.
and it's going to be a little bit longer because we're getting ready for DC, and you know, that's what we woke up doing today. Is we're getting ready for DC and doing
That's
this and going getting this, and you know, yada 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 yada, and doing
Yeah.
all this. So, so I haven't been able to do Dawning Justice in a little bit, and Dawning Justice won't return until not next week, but the week after that, because we're going to be in DC.
Mhm.
So, and it's going to be a very, very fun experience. So Ariana one is checking in saying hi friends over there, and Debbie B57, she says, hey, I'm confused. So, which is the right one? Whichever one that you want,
Whichever
Debbie.
you want.
Whichever one that you want.
Yeah.
So, and Yeet Force checking in, K9 Injury, part of our Truther Media mod team. And that guy, that Justice Cometh guy, he's annoying, but he checked in. Let's see. Courteous Maximus also. I don't have any headphones to listen, but I love you guys. So, we're going to go
Love
over.
you.
Hey, Courteous, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And let's see here. We've got our X chat going. Spammer Girl. She is our Facebook media manager for Tracing Justice and part of our Truther Media mod team. So thank you. Mama Fox 66. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do something for Mama Fox 66.
Yeah.
I'm right here. See, I got you, Mama Fox. So. So we got Cindy Rocks 260 checking in. Howdy, dear friends. And User L.
Not that one.
Yeah, so I believe they're from across the pond. So thank you for checking in with us. MC Sienna, I saw your message about Facebook. As soon as this gets done, I may wake up tomorrow morning and upload this to Facebook so everybody can see it. So over there on Tracing Justice, there's so many things to keep straight. Let's see, who else we got over there in
He does
X-Land?
sound better, Spammy. He does. He
Yeah.
sounds a lot better.
I'm still a little congested, but that's okay. I've been taking my ivermectin. I've been taking my Fenbin. I've been taking my vitamins. So it has helped me. I honestly think I had COVID, but, saying. And, okay, so
Right.
over...
Both.
What?
Both at the same time, we're like, no, you don't.
I roll my eyes.
I did too.
Well, the flu, whatever you want to call
No,
it.
you
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
the flu. He said that. He goes, I might have COVID. I said, shut up. I said, no, you don't.
Well, I mean, whatever
No,
you
you
want to call
don't.
it. Hey, Kathy, thank you
That's
for checking
hilarious.
in over there on X.
God.
So let's
Big
quickly
thing.
go through the. We're already getting off to a really good start today. So let's go ahead and go through the Tracing Justice Rumble chat. So greetings from Arizona, Howard T. Duck 1. So
Howdy.
thank you, Intense 15 also checking in. Debbie V. I think she finally decided where to settle in over there. So thank you so much. And let's see here who else. And there's my beautiful wife checking in. Bella Child. Hello. Kathy C402. Hello. That's a new viewer. So welcome in. And JKJ7VA. Hello. Jan Q17. You sound better, Josh. Yeah, I feel better. I feel better too. And what's the weird thing is, this is the first time me taking Fenbin. And it just feels like that I have a lot more energy. I'm not getting run down as much. And I don't know. Maybe
Did you
it's
say
doing
hey to
something.
Kilburn?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. And so Kilborn, thank you for checking in over there on X2 and Rumble. So, there's our good friend. I am Taylor Allison 1935. So thank you for checking in over there. Wham 001, Wait, and her Jill from the Walt. Walt and Jill. Okay, from the
Yeah.
LT Cruise. So, hey guys, thank you so much for checking us out tonight. I very much appreciate that.
I love seeing, when people tell us that, because, I'm not a face, I'm more of a face person, not a name person or whatever. And so I was like, I'm going to see the name and I'm not, so tell me you're from the cruise and I'll, remember.
Yeah.
And so I love it when they
I was
do
like,
that.
Walton. I was like, oh yeah, Walt and Jill.
Yes,
So yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
We got a couple late check-ins over there on X as well. Cobster coming in, checking in. I haven't seen you in a minute, Kobe. So thank you so much for coming back in. And let's see here. God is with us checking in over there on Rumble. We got Party Lady 45. Mary calling up checking in over there on Rumble as well. Guys, I think that we're caught up. I think we're ready to roll now.
All right.
So
Alright.
guys, take it away. I am very interested to see what you guys have come up with.
Yeah. Freedom, you want to start first or you want me to?
I want to say hey to Pretty Lady. And see, now I can start doing this too because this, I can touch this.
I like that too. It looks good.
Yeah,
It looks
they got
really
that
good.
for me.
It does. It's awesome.
Yeah, she and her husband. So
I like your hat. Where did you get that hat?
I don't know. Some weird people were selling these online. And
I like our
bought
new
him.
store better though. Our new store is
I know.
better.
Do you know, this is totally off topic. Do you know that I bought this hat like when you guys very first put them out? Do you
Mhm.
know I did not get this hat until like 3 months ago?
Yes.
I know, that's why we
Oh,
had to
wow.
close down that store. I was
Right?
like, what is going on?
It was horrible,
So-
man.
It was kind of funny though, because it was exciting when it showed up in the mail because I wasn't expecting it. I was like,
Yeah.
that thing, I'm never getting that. And all of a sudden I was like, well, look what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of nice.
It's a good thing you didn't move.
I still have things.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody else would have been like, what is that?
I still have things that haven't come in from that first company
Yeah,
that we
our
were using.
stuff.
Our stuff.
Yeah.
That I was
That's
like, man,
insane.
insane.
That is insane. Yeah.
Yes. So, but the stuff
All right.
now with Printify, I mean, you order it in less than a week later, it's there. So,
Yeah, Yeet and I have been talking about that because like we have like I have the Printify setup and all that, and like
Mhm.
finally told them that I'm like we really have to like do something and put it on
Yeah.
there because we have no we just
Yeah.
have it. It's just
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Real quick, Kobe over on X had to put her mom into a nursing home. She broke her
Oh,
hip.
I'm
So
sorry.
Aw.
please give Kobe some prayers. So thank you guys so much for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Wow.
Alrighty.
All right.
Take it away,
Okay.
guys.
So anyway, so tonight we're just going to talk about this does have to do with Q, obviously. That's why we're here.
Mhm.
And we're going to call this following the map because I've, been working on this for, probably not as long as many Anons have with everything else, but I'm just mapping. For me, it was more about the system,
Mhm.
and that was the thing that kept coming back to me because with me, I just doing the fact-based evidence is like a big thing for me. That's what I was trained to do. That was my job. So yeah, right. So it's just one of those things. And it hit me here not that long ago because I keep going back to the RFKJ stuff
Mhm.
because those posts were not normal for him. Number one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. Number two, I kept on looking at it. I mean, and I'm a big numbers person, date person, timeline
Mhm.
person. Those things are always things that stick out to me.
Right.
But when you start throwing in locations, basically dates, timestamps, whatever you want to say, and people, and then you start seeing that underlying architecture to things, that's when I was kind of like, okay, what is he telling us? But then I started going back in my head and I started thinking to myself, with the Q drops and everything, it's it's exactly the same concept. And so we get these names and things thrown out to us, but we're not seeing the overall giant principle to it, right?
Mhm.
Because it's the architecture to how the map is laid out, right? So that's
Okay.
kind of what we're going to walk through. So first thing I'm going to say is Yeet and I, we have the Freedom Fire and Yeet Force principles because let me tell you, me and this dude, I've been spending so much time with this dude. It's crazy. We were up till 3 a.m. but yeah. So we have our own principles. The map is never the destination. The map is the invitation.
Okay.
Every document, every photograph, every timeline, every conversation, every question adds another piece. It is our responsibility not to force the picture. Our responsibility is to preserve the pieces.
Okay.
So I want everybody to think about that because in my mind, as Anons, as an Anon community, what was the thing that everybody was doing? You always were like, you had all these people that kind of had to shuffle and go underground at a certain point, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
When shit hit the fan, you will, whatever you want to say, okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, but what are we always being told? Dark to light, dark to light, dark to light,
Right.
right? So in my head, as we're seeing all these things kind of come out, the first thing that came to my mind was the symbology of being an Anon and how the community started and the whole 9 yards. That's always going to be how the community started, right?
Right.
Mhm.
But as we are going from dark to light and transparency is coming through, in my vision, in my head, which means nothing, but just hear me out. Not only are we anons, we don't have to be anons anymore because now we are truthers.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Right. We don't have to be anonymous. Is that what you're saying?
We shouldn't have to be anonymous. And I'm not saying that if people choose to stay anonymous, that's fine. But you know, I know a lot of people, we've seen a lot of infighting, a lot of division, a lot of disagreeing of people wanting to push or not push certain narratives. And for me, I'm feeling like we are at that precipice of that it's definitely that dark to light. And at this point, we have been given every tool to know. And here's the thing. I'm not even going to call it quote unquote truth in a way that everybody wants to say, this is it. This is it, right? Because it is, when it's all laid out and you start to see it, and we start showing you the pieces. I'm not telling anybody what to think, okay, guys? I'm just saying to you guys, keep an open mind and understand that what we are looking at and what our president's EOs have been, what did he just tell us? Right? What did he just do?
About quantum.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that entire system, breaking it down and all of it. And when we show you this, and we have run, I cannot tell you, through every AI, through every you name it, we have run. We've been doing quantum physics problems. We've been running numbers. We've been doing all that. And literally, the Q drops are the system. They are the map, guys. That is what it is. Okay? To what
that's what staff said.
Yeah, to what we are going into. And it's crazy when you actually see it for yourself and you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, how did I not see this? Because we're so caught up in, when's Hillary Clinton gonna, when are we gonna shoot her for treason? Blah blah. That's the problem.
So basically what you're saying is we've been playing tiddlywinks with the Q drops. That we're not using them how we need to be using them.
Well, and Josh, you were there during the digging days, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say there used to be anons who would look at the underlining structure of what the Q drops were, and they'd apply Fibonacci to it. They'd apply all kinds of sleight techniques. They'd apply all kinds of mathematics. They'd apply all kinds of decryption and encryption as if this was some type of message.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And they all fit.
You know, when I did an episode with Staff, Staff was showing us. He was like, guys, there are drops within the drops within the drops. And he said, literally, this is the map. This is the map. It's just you have a legend. What is a legend? What is a map? And I was like, wow. I was like, you are right. You're exactly right. So
no, for sure. That's definitely it. Hey, Digi. See Digi.
Hi, Digi.
He's watching from
Digi.
It's so good to see his name pop up, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope he's feeling better.
You take a look at the underlying architecture, and it's very clear that the architecture that is the Q drops is just a number cruncher. It's just a number cruncher.
It's a number cruncher that is like, I will tell you that I had moments, and I'm not a weirdo crier. I'm just not an emotional person, but I will tell you, there were things like even last night, early this morning, that
I'm still kind of
that I was so mind blown that it brought me to tears. I know that is so bizarre to say, but all I can tell you is a lot of the problem is that our perception, our history, the way it's been written, as we know, is not
real.
I am definitely a person now who believes in Math doesn't lie.
It's a
It
universal
does-
language.
It doesn't lie. And so when you're looking at things on a scale of saying, when you're putting all this other stuff in there and we'll get into that, and you've got, because we do have discernment, right? We do have all these things, but when it completely corrupts the initial information, and then suddenly, it's like playing telephone when you were a kid, right?
Mhm.
And suddenly that message, and once so-and-so gets it down here, it's nothing the same, right? That's the life we've been living forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agree.
Forever.
Yep.
So how do we get past that?
Well, hopefully with this show, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to take you from the perspective that you're at now. And we're hoping that by the end of it, you will have zoomed out fully to the
Yes.
point where you can
40,000
kind of
foot
see a
view.
little bit better. Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna
You know.
sit back and
I got
enjoy
to.
the show.
So, guys, I want to say this: if you're watching this show tonight, replay, whatever, you've probably come in this movement in the last couple of years, and you're following all these people that are saying this and that and this and that, blah blah blah, and you're being fed a narrative. We're not going to feed you a narrative here. We're going to present the information to you, and we're going to let you make up your mind about all of this. But you have to have, as Yeet said, and as Freedom Fire says, you have to have the structure. You have to have the map. You have to have the legend. You have to have everything. You've got to be able to read this stuff. You've got to be able to interpret this stuff before you just start going off on a tangent saying, oh, this is what this is, and oh, this is what that is. And so just keep an open mind. And I'm ready to get started. You got any questions for
I was
me?
just gonna say, did you say correct, Josh?
Yeah.
Read my latest article as I explain all of this in Rio Linda Understanding.
Standing.
Yeah, I've got it bookmarked. I didn't get to read it, so I'm gonna go and read that myself.
It is driving reading material.
Yeah.
So,
I
yep.
I hate it when you talk about driving and reading.
No. I'm talking about when you're driving to DC.
Okay.
Oh. All right, Eat. You want to go first?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So for everybody's perspectual basis, what we want to ask a simple question. What is infrastructure? And the reason why we're asking this is because it's important for people to know why the fight is happening. Why not just nuke everybody off the planet right off the bat? Why not do that? Because it's not about that. There are massive structures that can and do amazing and incredible things all over this planet, and it's a fight to control them. That's what you're seeing in the government, in SpaceX, on X. That's what you're seeing in Antarctica. That is what you are seeing all over the globe, is the fight and the pull for these power structures. So by visualizing, say, I don't know, a radar data center with data center hooked up to a bunch of radars, like it's a old alien movie of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
That allows us a foundational basis for us to start zooming out from, right? So that is the question. What is infrastructure? Well, the answer to that is actually super simple. Infrastructure is a set of facilities and systems that serve a country or area, including physical structures like roads, railways, bridges, and utilities, essentials for economic and societal functioning. Real things. And one thing that I want to bring up is the Federal Reserve meeting recently. The Federal Reserve meeting, Warsh was talking about how by creating Fed expectations, they are detaching the actual brick and mortar economy from every form of investing on the planet, because they are inflating and creating a false image, therefore a false expectation that investors go ahead and trade off of. The same thing is happening here. And it's important for us to know that. So with that in mind, we move on to executive orders and impacts. This is where Trump's quantum initiatives start to come in. So
Do you have it pulled up?
there we go.
Okay.
So if you guys don't mind, this is the fact sheet. So this is a fact sheet directly from the White House. and it talks about ushering in the next frontier of quantum innovation. Orders with assistance, the order directs the assistant to the president for science and technology in coordination with other relative government leaders to update the national quantum strategy to support quantum-enabled technology and encourage partnerships with U.S. industries. So in this one sentence right here shows us that there is a massive governmental approach to pushing for quantum technology. And the type of technology that is riddled all over these documents directly from the White House signed by the president tackles everything from quantum computing to data centers to cryptocurrency. And this has massive ramifications for absolutely everything. There are pieces that talk about developing, I want to see if they can see them or not. There's a piece that talks about basically setting up data centers in space because the cooling is basically free and they want it to mimic actual constellations. And,
wow.
You know, just a very quick Google search here is all you really need to ask the question, how many satellites does Elon Musk have in space?
And where are they?
A lot. They're in very, very low orbit too. Very low orbit.
Well, you'll understand what
10,000. He has 10,413 satellites, with roughly 10,000 of them currently operational. That is, what are they doing up there? There's no way that's for nothing. There's physically no way.
Starlink.
Right. There's physically no way. So, literally riddled all throughout. And then you've got this executive order too. And this executive order is talking about let me get this going.
So you're saying that's not possible to have that many satellites?
No, he's saying he's saying that there's so many. That's just not just for Starlink.
Oh, I see.
It's for basically what Yeet is trying to say is that is going to be the infrastructure of what we're talking about, about the quantum mechanics of everything.
I remember years, like I don't know how many years ago. I don't quote me. 7, I don't know.
17.
But I was in Florida, and I saw the I didn't know what Starlink was back then, so I don't know how long ago it's been. But I was freaking out. I was like, "What is that?" I had to, Google and figure out what in the world was going on. And I remember, like, all over social media, people were talking about seeing these lights. Like, nobody knew about it. Like, not many people knew about it, right? The general public didn't. And it freaked me out at first. So, like, they would do it ever so often. Do y'all remember that, or am I making this up in my head? Okay.
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they would announce that they were going to send out 16 more or whatever. And I don't know. Wow.
Yeah. And we will be explaining exactly what is up with all of those satellites.
Okay.
In very short order. Yeah.
So
this
we're
right
going
here
over
is
the
the other
infrastructure
side.
first.
Yeah, and this is the other side. This is the national security, how we're supposed to secure ourselves against these types of cryptographic attacks and secure our quantum future. And again, it's a whole bunch of laying out entire infrastructures. The order directs the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, and the nation's cyber director to lead an accelerated nationwide migration to post-quantum cryptography, ensuring our nation.
OMB was standing right behind Trump when he signed this executive order.
Yeah.
They call him the Reaper.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what the ramifications of this, he may as well be the Reaper, legitimately. So these are just some of the fact sheets leading the world in secure technology. He wants to make sure that America stays in the forefront of all of it, including focusing relentlessly on technical and organizational professionalism to improve the security and resilience of our nation's information systems and networks. And these fact sheets just have everything that you absolutely need to. At the end of the show, we'll be dropping the links down in the chat underneath the video players. So anybody can review any of these links shown throughout the show themselves and come to your own conclusion.
Right.
But what does
We're not
this
telling you
actually
guys
mean?
to believe anything. Yeah. We want you to, we're just showing you what we have. We want you to make your own hypothesis here.
Right. Right. And that's vitally important here. But ultimately, the question is, what does this mean? Right?
Yeah. Break it down for us.
What does this mean?
For those in
Trump's-
Rio Linda.
Yeah.
Trump's executive order directs NASA to plan for a quantum space applications. And it's not just NASA. We're about to go into a bit here in a second that is literally just made up of Elon Musk because of how important and vital he is to this entire structure. But in essence, the White House is trying to has issued executive orders aiming to unify and accelerate U.S. deployment and development of quantum technologies, including space systems that could enable next generation navigation, sensing, which is going to be a serious theme going forward, and secure communications as well. It's biblical. It's literally biblical.
It is.
How so?
So,
Yeah, explain that. Why is it?
well, seeing as we're about to get on the topic anyways, here's the real question. What kind of implementation could this type of technology actually have in your life and in my life and in everybody else's life? We're not talking about the rich 1%. We're not talking about the people who are yet to come or the people who have come before us. But right now, let alone the future. And the application is basically commercialization of space itself.
Hence SpaceX.
Basically.
Oh, kind of. Yeah. There's actually going to be. Well, and then let's think about what just happened what day before yesterday. Didn't we just have I have to laugh because I think their acronym is SOB.
Mm-hmm.
It's the isn't it the space it's the space base is what it is, right? The right that they just were posting all over the place, right? So that's exactly what they're doing is they are preparing to actually have like humans on Mars on space bases, like that. That is what we are getting ready for.
Starbase Texas, I think. Yeah. Yeah. That's not just naming. And what you're going to see constantly throughout this is themes of officiality. Just like what I'm going to be explaining here. Here is the SpaceX website. And this is all about their actual steps. This is their roadmap for interplanetary travel. So May 21st, 2026, Chu Wang, mission commander for FRAM-2, the first human spaceflight mission to fly over Earth's poles, announced today he will fly aboard the Starship's first human flight to interplanetary missions to Mars. This is a fact sheet straight from SpaceX's website that showcases how they plan on setting up an entire ecosystem, including a refueling system when you reach orbit, in order to be able to start up an industry on Mars where you can bring the resources back to Earth. It's absolutely bonkers. Now think about that for a second. If that's the way that space is going to affect industry, how is this going to affect markets? Like the gold market, for instance. Mars is filled with iron oxide dust. So how about the iron markets?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Like our economy is too small-minded for any of this.
Yeah, very.
So there's going to be massive changes in the economy, and we're just going to continue showcasing that as we go forward.
What is it?
Again,
Tracy?
signs of in space, you look outwards.
Is it like a gas station in space, basically? You said with refueling capabilities. Is that what you're talking about? Like a fuel station?
Yeah,
or
actually.
what?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have to refuel. Yeah.
That I wish I could have come up with that.
It's going to
So
be
what?
it's basically going to be a starbase, honey. Like for real,
That's what
like
it is.
you
It's
see
a
in Star
starbase.
Trek,
Yeah.
starbase.
Yeah. So I want you to think about this too when you're going back to the Q stuff when we talk about mirror and things like that. If you think about it in an aspect that so if you're putting 10,000 starlight or satellites out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing that they're going into depth on is so they are basically sensing off of one another,
Mm-hmm.
okay, connecting that data, and then you've got the one base, and they're talking about how we're talking about having all of these AI data centers. I want people to think about something. If you had AI data centers in a place that it's cold, it's freezing, right? That it just kept it cold all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How big do you think that AI data center would have to be if you had satellites that were mirroring, bouncing the information off of that? I mean, people would think about that.
The sensing
Because
capabilities isn't
That's
just for
quantum
Elon
physics,
Musk.
guys.
Yeah. This is the actual framework, the underlying skeleton of the commercialization of space as the new frontier, legitimately. In 200 years, when we're all flying around Earth's lower atmosphere, it's going to be things like the Golden Dome, which I have a piece on here in a minute.
Yeah, we have
It's
that.
going to be the things like these quantum sensing technologies that are going to be ensuring that people flying around in space in the future don't bump into each other, aren't hostile foreign forces, or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to interject something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a piece about, well, actually, Tracy did a piece on data centers, and then I kind of followed it up with some of the
Executive order.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. The executive orders and some of the propaganda being put out there about data centers. Ladies and gentlemen, data centers. Think of it like this: you love these, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got to have infrastructure for that. Okay, this shit don't just magically happen. Okay?
Right.
It's not voodoo or nothing like
Well,
that.
it's infrastructure, just like railroads and highways. We all look. Every generation has had to do this.
Sure.
That's innovation, and we didn't have social media, or everybody would be bitching and moaning and groaning about the damn railroad that's going to be coming through their town.
Exactly.
But what would we have done without them? We think about it.
Yeah.
And
It's necessary. It is. And one other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was, they just talked about. I saw it on X about this vertical lift. They call it the BAT. Did y'all see that?
Vertical lift off. Yep.
Yeah.
And it vertical lift off, and it just sets right down, and it is amazing. And they didn't. I don't know. Go ahead.
So, you remember the Joe M video, okay, where it's talking about when they wanted to make it easier for them to create crime and things like that and communicate, but we hijacked it. Okay, and now we have taken control. I may be jumping way ahead of you guys.
No, that's a great point, Josh. You're exactly right. That's a great point. And I keep going back to mirror because I keep stressing that because we never thought of it in a way that we're thinking about it right now, because of the fact that when you're thinking about mirror, that is completely within the realm of the quantum thought process. Okay. And what you just said, using it for bad. They were using it for bad. Now mirror that.
Right.
So,
Mirror it.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what is it, Tracy? Then it's dark to
Light.
Yeah.
So when we started taking control of these things, okay, and Q came online, and then they tried to hunt down Q. They tried to get rid of Q, and now they've lost control. They have completely lost control of the whole thing now, and that's why that sometimes we had to go through the darkness to see the light. And now that evil is on full display because there's nowhere for them to hide anymore.
Yeah.
Because we've hijacked everything. We've hijacked the networks.
That they
We've
can't hide. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they can't.
And just a shout out to Hootie Hoo in chat. Yeah, no, you're 100% right, Hootie Hoo. There's so much tech here that we're going to
Oh,
get
yeah.
into that nobody knew about, and it's been there for a decade plus.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all
Really
remember
Very
when
long time.
Trump was talking, when he was signing the quantum executive order? He said, we've had this for 40 years.
Yeah.
He said 40 years. He said
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Go back and watch.
Yeah.
So, and that's just like, I mean, any technology, once it gets to the public, y'all better believe they've had this stuff a long time.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Way before it
Absolutely.
gets here.
Did
Yes.
you know that during that signing, we were airing the signing and everything. Did you know your girl right here was sitting there crying?
Really?
Your girl was sitting there crying. She was like, "Oh my God, it's finally
I
happening."
I was
It is.
I could not believe it because it is. I mean, that's the big thing is I know so many people are scared. And I mean, I don't blame so many people. I'm not saying that it isn't scary. Anything new like this, and it's huge. Trust me, it is scary. Because to my knowledge, at least me personally, I mean, yeah, we had the internet and things like that. We got the internet, we got a microwave, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like you think about the things that we went from, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, but life changing wise, think about
Yeah.
it life changing wise. This is massive.
So what?
This is like,
That's what Yeet was getting into. So, how do you see this changing our day-to-day lives?
oh my
Well,
gosh.
One thing that I can see right off the bat, just a little bit of observation, is vertical takeoff vehicles.
Okay.
What would an infrastructure look like for vertical takeoff vehicles that doesn't require an actual physical road or stoplights or anything like that? It's going to require some type of quantum sensing to have everybody and their dog rolling around in their own flying vehicle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't
That's
bump
exactly
into
what
each
it's
other.
going to take.
Yeah, I thought about that a while back because I feel like Trump was talking about vertical liftoff when he was talking
Agenda
about
47, Freedom Cities.
when he was talking about the freedom cities and stuff. And I remember thinking, how is that going to work? Do y'all know how many idiots bump into each other on the damn road?
Right.
Much less up in the sky.
Well, and I
So-
think that's the reason why we've already got the cars like the Teslas. I think I'm starting to see so much stuff now, and I'm like, it's because they're putting stuff here now
Mm-hmm.
because they're showing us a little bit of something, right? For
Right.
what's coming. That's what I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one more thing, Yeet, and
Yeah.
I think this is going to tie into kind of what we're talking about. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not.
for it.
I forgot to mention this
I
to
did
you.
see this.
Okay, a former. This is a disclosure, guys. We've had this stuff for a very long time.
Can you share your screen and show people?
I'm just going to read it real quick. Do you want me to share
No, I
it?
don't care.
Here, let me do this.
It don't matter
Yeah,
to me.
go for it.
Share
Share
screen.
your screen. Share your screen.
All right, there we go. Okay, you just got to bring it up now.
Snorted.
Hey, it's better than what was it with the algae pond? What was it? What were they all yelling? I mean, we'd rather hear share your screen than whatever it was. Let's
Yeah.
go, algae. Let's go.
I
I'm like,
know.
where do these people come from, man?
Dude.
All right, so if you'll share my screen now.
I will.
Okay, so let me increase this real quick. Give me just 1 second. Okay, here we go.
And I'll be right back.
A former NASA engineer says his team has identified an electrostatic, quote unquote, new force
Take those
that can
off.
generate thrust without any propellant, potentially challenging established physics and enabling devices capable of countering Earth's gravity. Huh, there was just a movie about that.
Right.
Weird.
Right.
That was the movie we all liked. Remember the little
yeah.
all that
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Dr. Charles Bowler, a longtime NASA veteran and co-founder of Exodus Propulsion Technologies, claims that his group has uncovered a novel force produced purely through electric fields. Their experimental propulsion system creates a directional thrust without expelling mass, aka exhaust. Okay? Unlike conventional rockets that rely on large amounts of heavy fuel. If validated, this propellantless technology, just like in the movie that we just got through seeing, could revolutionize spaceflight by slashing spacecraft weight and making sustained fuel-free exploration of deep space possible. So if we want to have, just as Yeet was talking about, if we want to have an economy that is going to be based off Mars travel, number one, it's got to speed up. We've got to be able to go beyond what we know of right now as far as speed thresholds. Okay.
Sure.
And also, number two, doesn't this kind of sound familiar to what we see in the quote unquote UFO files and all of these
Oh yeah, absolutely.
UFOs and everything? And just
Right.
like with Stav, we did that show where that UFO goes in a beeline. I mean, a beeline.
And stuff going, yeah, and it looks like it goes straight out of the water, straight into the water. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're testing these things.
Guys,
Sure.
in order for you to have something that could rise directly out of the water and transition from water to air, just like that, as far as a propulsion system goes, you need something just like this.
Right.
Okay? It's already been there,
Mhm.
people. It's just now we're just finding out about it because it's rolling out to the public, because this is where we've come as a society now, and that this is where all this quantum technology is tying into all of this, and they're setting up the infrastructure for
Mhm.
all of what's to come. So
Right.
I'll hand it back.
It's not
Go
little
ahead.
green men. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
I-
far
it-
from.
Y'all can call that my cognitive dissonance all you want.
I'm
There's
the same
no
way.
little green men.
I'm
This
the
is-
same way. You're fine.
I've seen too much documentation, too many images from different countries with their military secrets.
Yes.
Okay, and a lot of those are disc shaped. And I mean, Germany's not going to tell the United States about their secret military stuff, and vice versa, and whatever. And so when you see it, it's a big, oh, it's unidentified. Well, yeah, it's unidentified. They don't want anybody to know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have to fly it to
Yeah.
test it when they're, doing these things. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I 100%
no little
agree.
green men. Okay.
No. Yeah.
And that thing you were just talking about, the vertical takeoff
Right.
vehicle, wonder what that could be.
I mean, if you
what
saw that
that
last
could be
year,
using.
if you saw that yourself, you're driving down the highway and you were to see something like that, you would think that's a UFO. Now today
yeah,
they
for
come
sure.
out with it, or yesterday, that there is such a thing. Well, now you're like, oh, well, maybe that's that. But before that, you would be like, oh, they're coming to get me. You know what I mean?
Think of Back to
Right.
the Future 3, where they go
Yeah.
back to, the horse and carriage days. And then they've got all this, like, just normal stuff to us.
Mhm.
But when those people see that technology, they're like, that's
Yeah.
witchcraft.
Mhm.
That's,
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and it's same thing with us. It's
It
just,
is.
it's just now that, Abby's in the chat, she's absolutely right, is if you knew the full truth, it would put 95% of the people in the hospital.
And I'm
That's
sure
what-
there's
I agree.
things we don't even know, because I've thought about that, y'all. I've thought about that. The most sexual depravity stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't think you could get much worse than what I've seen.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so what else would it be? It's got to be something.
Do you
Yeah.
know how they make space brick?
How?
They make space brick with either human blood or human piss. They just
Wow.
recently moved over to piss. It's a beautiful binding agent with its acidity. Yeah, no,
No, it
it's
is.
absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Are you are you telling me that they're gonna? I gotta get clarification on this. They're gonna be building with bricks with like
Yeah.
piss
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we use piss and not blood, I don't think that's okay. But we got plenty of pit.
Abby's saying something in the chat. I kind of want to respond to it real quick.
Okay.
Abby,
Shoot.
I need you. I don't necessarily believe in time travel as everybody thinks they do, of what time travel is. Go research IBM and quantum teleportation.
We're
Okay,
gonna talk about that.
it's already happened. It's already tested. You can transfer little qubits. What did that government account say the other day? We control the qubits. Okay, you can transfer qubits of information to the future.
Mhm.
Just information packets only, not physical people. Okay,
Right.
so research that. It's on IBM's website. I'm sure they're going to be going over it here in just a minute.
It sounds
We've
interesting.
been able to do that for
Actually-
a very long time. Yeah, go ahead.
There
Go
was
ahead,
it's kind of interesting based off of that time travel idea. There was an experiment that was done. I don't know if anybody in chat happens to know the name of this experiment. They shoved an alarm clock inside of a rocket, shot it up into space, and had it do one orbit and then crash back down into Earth. It was like minutes or hours ahead
Uh-huh.
when it came down to Earth.
Uh-huh.
And their prevailing theory for the longest time was that as you move forward, just moving forward in general, time speeds up.
Yes.
I think everything that
My head don't wrap around
about about quantum mechanics is fixing to completely change.
Mhm.
I
It absolutely
honestly
is.
do.
Well,
Absolutely.
and a lot of it has been hidden from us too. A lot of it has been, turned into like this weird theory that isn't actually based in reality at all. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I think that's why it gets thrown into movies where you kind of see like little hidden truths, but it's like sci-fi hidden truth, So it's like
yeah.
you're like, oh, that can't be real, but that's a cool thought, that type of a thing. It's enough to plant the seed of, it could be, but then you don't take a second look at it as being an actual thing.
And just think of it like this too. What did Pete Hegseth just witness the other day? Successful testing of equipment going to be used in the Golden Dome that is DEW weapons. Guys, fire phasers is a thing now.
Yep.
We have it now.
We were talking about this just a few years ago. We were talking about the DEWs, the DEWs, right? Direct
Yes, yes.
energy weapon.
Weapons.
And
yes.
it was a theory back then that we all were sharing about.
Star Wars.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying amongst the, Anons and whatnot.
Mhm.
We were talking about direct energy weapons and how the Palisades and all the Hawaii and all these things, remember? And then now they come like it's it's direct energy weapons. I mean, they're not claiming that. I'm just saying they didn't talk about those things. And then now they do. Lots of stuff it's being discussed that we were talking about years ago.
Right.
And
Right.
And it was conspiracy theory. It was not, no, that's not true.
And this fits into your theory too. Guys, for us to have protection like that, we have to have the data centers.
And the power.
In the power generation. Oh, and there's stuff coming out about that, guys. It's going to blow your freaking minds. So he mentioned John Trump over and over and over. So it's
so
coming.
I want to jump
I'm sorry,
into.
I didn't mean to hijack.
No,
show.
you're good. Did you have an Elon video that you wanted to play real quick before I get into the Alice and Bob?
Yeah. So
I've
I've got
in here because
I've got one thing that I wanted to showcase here, just to showcase that this is more realistic than people think it can be. Right here. So this right here is very, very simple when you actually take a look at it. This is Elon's entire diagram of how he's going to get things to Mars and back. And I've actually watched videos on him on Joe Rogan talking about how the lighter atmosphere of Mars actually makes it easier to launch rockets into space, which is why he doesn't need these double and triple stage rocket boosters just to be able to get them into orbit and then refuel them and have them re-land. He can just take a basic over. It's absolute, and it's so super simple. This is what he was talking about too when it comes to refueling. He's going to be launching separate rockets into space to refuel the actual payload rocket before it moves on to Mars. And by doing that, he can actually reduce the cost of space travel by
Wow.
his own figures, like thousands of percent.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is intense, man. Really intense.
So crazy.
And then yeah, so we've got two shorts here from him from
I'll take
on
them.
Rogan's show. The first one here.
Well, I mean, the fundamental breakthrough we're aiming for at SpaceX is a fully and rapidly reusable orbital rocket, where both stages are fully and rapidly reusable. And once you have full and rapid reusability, the cost of access to space drops by a factor of 100. And then when you factor in orbital refilling, so you refill on orbit, it can drop the cost per ton to the surface of Mars by a factor of 10,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So what has to improve in order to make it reusable?
That's just his own projections, but I mean, that is the biggest hurdle that I can understand being in space. You know, no way to be able to refuel makes things extremely expensive. It makes your reach extremely short.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if this was just any other business venture, that would be a problem you'd have to find a solution for.
Mhm.
And especially with this quantum technology, that it enables that. This is his plan for Mars too.
Well,
Mhm.
I mean, the fundamental breakthrough we're aiming for at SpaceX is a fully and rapidly reusable orbital rocket.
Wrong one. This
Speculation that
one.
at one point in time Mars did have an atmosphere. Mars was different than it is now.
Yeah, it once had quite a dense atmosphere and most likely to have had oceans and lakes. Now they're frozen and covered in dust.
They think that that's what killed the environment there, the atmosphere.
So Mars has lower gravity than Earth, and it does not have a strong magnetic field. Over time, this is over billions of years, the atmosphere will be gradually eroded by the solar wind and having less gravity. The smaller you are, generally the less atmosphere you're going to have. So generating an atmosphere on Mars, it would eventually erode, but we're talking about hundreds of millions of years to billions of years type of thing. Plenty of time to figure things out.
That's the thing that we all have, especially with this quantum EO. We have the time. We own the systems.
Mhm.
There's no more fighting for them. There's just planning for the future. And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I got.
Where's Seth when you need him? It's all
Right.
connected.
I see him in chat talking about the firmament.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
Oh Lord, we probably do a whole show on that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's even more insane when you start plugging these concepts into Q. Like
Yeah.
throughout the entire show so far, I really hope that the one thing people have done is sat there and been like, that Q drop, this Q drop, that Q
Yep.
drop.
And we're gonna
Because
put Josh
Q-
to work too.
Yeah, we're about to put him to
Here
work.
a little
'cause,
bit,
dude,
yeah, because that's what.
Q mentions all of this. We just were never paying attention because we
Not like
haven't
this.
zoomed out far enough.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
thought
And
we
that
were.
kind of, yeah, we
Yeah.
all thought we were. And like, I'm an OG just like Josh and just like some of the people in the chat here. And even I feel a little bit ashamed of my prior self by thinking about it from this perspective, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's where I'm going to let Freedom Fire take it. The
Okay,
quantum
so-
perspective of Q.
Well, yep. First, we're going to jump into Alice and Bob, because that was something that I thought was really interesting. So Josh posted a post the other day where he had the Alice in Wonderland. It wasn't Alice in Wonderland. It was the Alice and Wonderland, I believe, or maybe, right, Josh?
Mhm.
That you had the
Mhm.
other day, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so, we all know, we've all talked about Alice being the first supercomputer. That's something people have talked about for a long time. But Alice still exists, and now she's moving on up, Alice. So let me
That's Alice.
pull that in.
There you go.
Okay.
Write that one.
The Yellow Brick Road, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Okay. Where is she? Alice.
Where is she?
Where is she?
There's also a boring. Elon also, if I'm not mistaken, let me just say, there's a boring company. They call the boring machine Alice. Just saying.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
I need to dig
But
into that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
this is different. If you guys can see that or not. So this is the building. So uh-huh. So I want to show you the roadmap, guys. What's that look like? The world is just a few years away from the greatest computing revolution of our time, quantum computing.
Wow.
So, milestone 1 is complete. The master the cat qubit. 2024. So I want you guys to know that in 2017, because we know what the first Q drop started like what November, was it October or November of 2016, Josh?
October 28th, 2017.
Okay. So that is when the timeline for NIST for the quantum stuff came on. That's when they started. It wasn't that, and then there right after in 2018, it's when, wasn't there a Trump EO that was signed for that? Yeet,
Do you believe 2018? Let me check.
I believe. So I just want you guys to keep in mind these times they all collided at the same time. Okay.
I'm gonna have to learn about quantum.
I think we all are.
Seriously, because I don't like physics as it is. Okay.
You don't really have.
dropped that
Here's the
class.
thing. You don't really have to know that part of it when
Okay.
you're talking about the quantum communication system.
Okay.
So that's the thing, and that's something that we're going to talk about. Okay. So it says if you're
Yeah,
referring to,
2018 was the National Quantum Initiative Act.
okay, and that's when it. But they were already on. They were already starting on it prior to it actually being signed in or whatever. Okay, and when then it was completed, 2024, and then we keep going. So on this little roadmap, so they're wanting milestone 2 to be build a logical qubit, and it says we're here. Milestone 3, fault tolerant quantum computing. But what's this look like, guys?
Mars.
Milestone 4, universal quantum computing. And then by 2030, useful quantum computing by 2030. That's milestone 5. What's this?
Is that the moon?
The sun.
I don't know. I can't
Isn't
figure
that
it
weird?
out.
It
Yeah.
looks like the moon.
I mean, but no, only because of the crater thingies is
Yeah.
what I was thinking, but that's not it. Because that wouldn't be
So-
by 2030. That would be,
Yeah.
no.
So
That's not far away, though.
it is not, and it's going to come before that. It's going to come before that. So here we're talking about cooling systems.
Helium.
Look at all. Helium's cold.
Very.
Here's Josh's favorite pictures. Oh, wait, if I can get the whole picture up there. They've got some good pictures of the what's that?
Wow.
That is
See,
wild.
I just think for someone to invent, create, develop that, the Lord had to give them that. Nobody just knows how to do these things. You know what I mean? Look at that.
And they're like very pretty.
Yeah.
They're like, they almost look like chandeliers, some of them.
There
Right.
is no way that this is inspired by men by themselves. It has to be
No.
biblical.
Okay, so here's your
There's no
chip
other
lineup,
explanation.
guys. So if you want to know what the chips are or anything like that, just look. So you've got the boson, hydrogen, helium, lithium, which we all know lithium. But It'll even tell you whatever you want to know. I'm telling you right now, some of these are the craziest things I've ever seen because they look like jewelry or something. It's insane. So they have a wonderful property. They could exponentially suppress bit flip errors. And Digi says, like, what is he's always talking about? There would be no, or there is no Q without Bitcoin.
It's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that even, because it's like all of it is like the whole system is built off of not just Bitcoin itself, but it's tokens, tokenization. It's insane.
Yeah.
Not just when we're thinking about money, guys. I don't know how to explain that any other way other than where's Digi right now?
He describes it as national security.
It is.
It is
because
national security, yeah.
It literally is our, I mean, that's it. We are going to be the lock. That's how that, you know what I'm saying? That literally is the lock. Encryption, you have all this thing, but there are ways to get through all that stuff. So that's the big part of it.
Can I make you cry?
No.
In a good
Me?
way? Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Alice and Bob, the symbol for it looks like on a graph a dead cat bounce.
Yep.
Yeet Force
Yes.
just said,
Yeah.
Yeet Force
It does.
just said that this started in summer of 18.
Yeah.
6/26/2018, post 1595. Desperate agencies do stupid things. Dead cat bounce. You may have the site, but we have the source. Panic is good. Panic is right. July 2018, the month the world discovered the truth. Conspiracy no more. Time to feed. Q.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. The
Yeah.
timing is perfect, and that's for a reason.
Yeah. So I mean, like, so here, I mean, we're gonna even get better. So the whole thing with Alice and the quantum computer. So it's like Alice and Bob. This is the best part. I love this. So, let me see here. Cat qubits, inspired by Schrodinger's cat paradox, are designed to exponentially reduce bit flip errors. Here's why. The roadmap is ambitious. The company says it aims to create a useful universal quantum computer by around 2030. Progressing through several stages, mastering cat qubits, building logical qubits, achieving fault tolerance, then universal quantum computing. One of the more eye-catching claims about cryptography, Alice and Bob has published estimates suggesting that the sufficiently large cat qubit machine could run algorithms such as Shor's algorithm far more efficiently than some competing architectures, potentially requiring far fewer qubits to break current public key encryption systems like RSA. This is one reason governments worldwide are racing to develop and prepare the quantum technology. So, yeah, here's the thing we keep hearing. We know quantum is here. We already know that, because what does it keep talking about? Governments and intelligence agencies are therefore transitioning toward what is called post-quantum cryptography. Everything is saying post-quantum cryptography.
What's
Explain that.
I mean, what's post-quantum?
Well, that would be after. Well, pre would be prior to quantum.
Okay.
That means we're already in. We've been in quantum. We have to have been already in quantum. We are transitioning toward what is called post-quantum, meaning we are putting the lock on the key. So all this stuff that's encrypted, what is Grassley saying? What did he say?
Harvest.
Ready for harvest.
Yep.
And what are they telling you? They will tell you in here and other things, they will tell you we can harvest data and wait until we can either unlock it or not lock it or whatever. But if we have the data, We already have the data. That's what they're telling us. We
So-
have it all.
So here, let me put
So
this.
why can't we use it all if we have it all, right?
We
But
are.
you're saying we are locking
We
it
are.
so that we can use it for a later date. So
Here's the thing, and we're going to talk about that. Exactly the sequence as to what it does. And so this is why I want people to understand how important this is to everybody and to our, especially to our movement.
okay.
So what was the video we just saw of Nick Shirley? Jessica Tarlow. Can somebody find that for me? That video?
While somebody's finding that, let me explain what Freedom Fire just said, okay? When she's talking about harvesting encrypted data that we can't bust yet, okay? So we're saving it till we have the ability to crack that encryption through these qubits,
Okay.
Yes.
okay? So that's why the harvest is being prepared, okay? And that's it. Simply put, it's information that's been encrypted.
Yes.
You don't think we have access to the encrypted?
So
I do. Yeah.
yeah, a sufficiently powerful fault-tolerant quantum computer could theoretically break many of these encryption schemes. Governments and intelligence agencies are therefore transitioning toward what is called post-quantum cryptography. Agencies including the National Institute of Standards and Technology have already standardized new quantum encryption algorithms. For researchers following geopolitics, the quantum race has become something akin to the space race of the 21st century. The major players include Alice and Bob. And I want you guys to hear this. Alice and Bob, do you know who the two countries are that are working together with Alice and Bob? The United States and France.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
But nobody saw that one coming.
I also have a point. So there is something that has been popping up quite a lot recently with this whole quantum conversation, and that is Q Day. Q Day. Q Day. Q Day. Y'all know what Q Day is? Q Day is the point when a quantum computer becomes powerful enough that it breaks widely used public key encryption like RSA and elliptic curve cryptocurrency, threatening digital communications, identities, and transactions. Most experts expect it to hit in the 2030s.
So basically what you're saying is Q-Day is when we can bust through the encryption of like Bitcoin, XRP, and things like that.
Is that what it's saying? I mean,
essentially.
The encrypt. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I've always felt like we have it all already as far as information, people's communications, those kind of things.
Yep.
So is that something different that you're talking about, breaking through this encryption stuff? Because when I think that, I think encrypted messaging and messages and things like that.
It's more like
Go ahead.
Everything is going to be open sourced. And I mean everything. Everything is going to be open sourced, and everything is going to be super transparent, and it will be assured, because quantum technology will become so powerful you won't be able to hide anything from it.
Okay.
So everything's going to be out in the open. There will be no secrets, dark to
Yep.
light.
When you say that though, who won't be able to have secrets? I want to still be able to have secrets.
Well,
so
obviously,
it's not going to be like what people think. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Obviously, that is the reason why we are creating our architecture and infrastructure, and why we're fighting so hard to take back control of these architectures and infrastructures, is because they were already in the middle of building it. They were 10 years away, 15 maybe, years away from actually completing their objective with this, which was to get into everybody's phones, everybody's devices, and use everything against everybody. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Instead, Q-Day, it can also be, when you think about a key, sure, the most common aspect of a key is locking something, right? But sometimes locking something isn't preventing access to, it's locking in a state or in place.
Right.
And that's really, really important to make the distinction here. And this is, again, goes into the 50,000 foot view of needing to be able to zoom out outside of our expectation.
Are we going to get into the "we are the news" now and what that really means?
There we go.
Yes.
There's my friend right there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need to find. Yeah, we need to find that video because that's what we're going to talk about. Can somebody?
I sent you a link. I'm not quite sure what video you are talking about because I don't follow Nick Shirley or Jessica Tarlov.
Well, somebody posted it on X, and it was just a Fox News clip of her ranting and going absolute crazy, saying that there's no way that Nick Shirley busted open all that fraud by himself, that he had help, that there's no way that he did that, blah 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 blah, right? And I know I reposted it, and I said, I don't even have, I reposted it and said, this is going to matter soon, guys. This is going to matter, because the problem is you've got people out there who are finding stuff like that.
Here you go. You want me to text it to you? What do you want me to do? How am I going to do this? We send it in an XDM?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. I'll just put it in our word.
Guys, can you imagine a world? Q said that we are the news now.
Right.
Q is not kidding. And let me explain this, okay? What if there is a way that on the blockchain, using quantum technology, that you have citizen journalists out there doing reporting, and there's a way to lock that story and verify that this is actually what was going on. There's timestamps, there's geolocations, there's everything saying that, yes, this in fact is a real story. It's not AI generated. It's not made up.
They were there at that day, at that time.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to be able to verify, yes, that's what. Yeah. It wasn't you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to say this wasn't a narrative spun. You know, they're twisting things or whatever, I don't think. But they would be able to verify the date, the place, where it was, the time, like you're talking about timestamps and whatnot, and say, you know, y'all know what we're talking about. Y'all seen, I'm sure, the Weather Channel. Mm-hmm. I remember this. They were filming, and this woman is in the newscaster, whatever, reporter. She's in a boat, and she's paddling along, whatever. And then they happen to pan over, and this girl was in a dang ditch, like filled with water. It wasn't flooded. Right. So that was that was fake news. That was fake. They tried to make it out like it was some big flood, and girl was just like in a ditch, so that filled up with water. So this would be able to verify that this was a real situation, and this person was really there, and you know, that kind of thing, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and we need massive computing power to be able to, you know, I swear to all that is holy, I wish Prayer Garden was watching this right now, because he kept asking me over and over and over, how are we going to prevent the MSM from taking over? How are we going to do it? It's going to be through quantum computing and through decentralized reporting through citizen journalists.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why you are the news now.
I kind of feel that cryptocurrency has had a pretty bad light for a very long time now, ever since it's come out, because people only think of that currency aspect to the crypto. But what it is essentially is just a verification ledger. That's what the blockchain ultimately is a verification ledger. It doesn't have to be tied to finances. It can be tied to criminal cases. It can be tied to data discovery. It could be tied to R&D, literally anything. And all it does is verify and ledger it.
Right.
Money just happens to be really in line with that. And so it's a really popular choice.
Yeah, because it's ledger, it's data, it's data transfer, basically.
Money's just a part of that, right?
Yep.
That's what you're saying. And that's what DG tries to that's what he tries so hard to explain when he talks about it's a national security thing. That Jason, what's his name? That wrote the book that was
on software.
Yeah, on Soft War. I can't remember his last name. I wish Digi was still in the chat. But this is a guy that the government, he wrote, I don't know if he wrote a thesis or something, and the government came and paid him a visit and was like, we'll pay you to work for us. And they sent him to school to learn about Bitcoin and all this kind of stuff. And it was very, very interesting. So,
You know, and that's why, you know, Digi always says,
Jason Lowry, that thing.
yeah, Jason Lowry.
Yeah.
That's why Digi says, guys, the battlefield is not physical anymore. It's very, very small portion of it. As you can see with this Iran conflict that we've had, there's been no boots on the ground. It's all been drone warfare. It's all been do warfare. It's all been Trump sitting from his office going, bomb here, bomb here, bomb here,
Right.
bomb here. And it's been strategic. Guys, we're transitioning. That's why Pete Hegseth is out there saying we need data centers.
Hey, Abby, and
Yeah.
Because the warfare is tiddlywinks now. You know, the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and now even drone warfare is out of date, guys. It's so out of date. And that's why you're going to be seeing all of our combat vessels outfitted with DEW lasers, because they can take boo, 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 boo. They can just shoot these things right out of the air and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And now we've got the Golden Dome, and we're also going to have a Golden Offense too. Think Ronald Reagan. Think Star Wars. His project that he was coming through. Think Starlink. Think, why do we have all these satellites up in the orbits around the world?
connect the dots.
Right.
Yeah. We used to field millions of people to go and wage war, and now a small group of elite SEAL Team 6 members is enough to get quite the job done for the most part. And if it's not enough, we drop bombs. We launch missiles. We launch, you know, attacks on infrastructure. We shut down power. Like, and that's only going to evolve even more into the things that we would never even dream of. An AI that could be used as a military-based weapon is probably somewhere in the future. Shout out to my fellow Halo nerds. You know?
You know, think Death Star, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's crazy, but I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah.
All right, sorry guys. Again, I
You're good. I'm gonna pull up the grab it here. I'm gonna pull up the Alice in Wonderland deal here, or not Alice in, yeah, it's kind of Alice in Wonderland. Hang on here. All right. So this is the Alice and Bob situation. So when we're talking about Alice and Bob, and we're talking about how all that links together when we're talking about Alice in Wonderland, right? So Alice and Bob, the big thing about them, this is the language, okay? I guess let me first explain that. That is the language that is used in this computing system. Let me first tell you that. So Alice and Bob are fictional characters commonly used as placeholders in discussions about cryptography. So is there anywhere in Q drops that they talk about placeholders?
Yeah, everywhere.
Lots of it.
Oh, really?
I'll be right back.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you waiting on me for something?
Oh, I didn't know if you were gonna pull something up. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see here. You know, and this all comes back to locking in information, okay, where it's not going to be able to be stolen or replicated or proven false, okay? First placeholders, OIG report, D-class, and other release facts, RE 18 U.S. Code, Chapter 115, treason, sedition, and subversive activities, Q. So that it was talking about the first placeholders for indictments on that.
Okay.
That was kind of like the the theme behind that drop. But guys, what I'm getting at is that Q is a preservation of all of this data and all of this, I'm trying to word it correctly, all of this incriminating evidence that can never go away now, but we had to figure out how to get it to the people. Okay, and we had to avoid national security laws and all that. So that's why you're seeing a lot of this, cryptic stuff in these drops. And that's why you're seeing that there's drops within drops within drops. It's literally just like, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, Freedom Fire, but Q is, she told me earlier, Q is teaching Anons how to think on a quantum level.
Mhm.
Ascension.
Mhm.
That's what ascension means, people. Ascending your thought processes to a higher level of reasoning and dot connecting. And just think, just from 8-10 years ago, Yeet, we were stuck in this matrix.
Yeah.
Okay, we were just going along playing our video games and just thinking life is grand and blah 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 blah, and just taking the news word for everything.
Yeah.
Taking our authorities' word just for everything. Well, Q busted that up,
Uh-huh.
and Q said, we've got to get Earth thinking like God intended you to think.
Yeah. It's an infrastructure of the mind. It really is. And it will never go away. It's on multiple servers. The internet is forever in its current state. And somebody will always be sitting there looking at the underlining underbelly of the Q posts, the timing, what types of drops drop when and where, how many references of this and that. It's all interconnected into a web meant to make you think at a higher level.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
exactly what it is.
And what's really a shame is that our current community, a big chunk of them, want to treat Q as this mythical thing.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a computer program, ladies and gentlemen. It's a quantum computing system that, in my opinion, I don't know this for a fact, but in my opinion, it is a quantum computing system that 10 or less people have access to that have the 40K foot view. And
Yes.
when you see 40 foot K, you can't just limit your thinking to the criminal activity of
Mhm.
everything that's been going on. You have to
Right.
ascend past that. And you've
Right.
got to start looking at it from a global and even universal perspective on this, and how Mars connects to Earth, connects to our ecosystem, and connects to our trading here on Earth. It connects to our economy. And guys, it's so much more than that. But Q had to break the mold. He had to. That's why Trump started with the fake news, because the fake news was truly the enemy of the people.
100%.
What that
Oh, yeah.
you don't, normal people don't grasp that, really get their heads
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
Is if you really think about that, the news media conditioned our whole entire planet to think a certain way, to get us away from God, to get us away praying, to get us out of trying to witness to people about Jesus Christ. It was a bad thing, and to not get us thinking about things, and to not get us looking at the truth of everything.
Mhm.
So Q had to go to the boards. He had to go to 4chan, or I say they had to go to 4chan and start small. Now
Mhm.
you see why it says nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, go ahead,
And
guys.
expand your thinking. That's
Yeah.
referenced multiple times in the Q drops. Expand your thinking.
Absolutely.
Guys, you got to get out of this mindset that everything is a movie. Okay,
No.
it's
Mhm.
not. That's what they
No.
want you to do. They want you to stay in this movie mentality.
No.
You have swapped from listening to the news media to the podcasters that telling you it's just a whole big show and it's a big movie. They don't want you expanding your thinking on this stuff. They want you to just keep listening to them about what they're telling you that is real and what is fake. You have to break out of that mold. You have been siloed and just you went from one silo to another silo. You have to expand your thinking. You have to think globally. You have to think universally. You have to think biblically on everything.
And can I just say something real quick? Like, a lot of my friends in the community are really disappointed with the direction that the Anon community has gone, because it's lost its touch when it comes to its ability to dig up raw information. There was a time where people used to wake up in this community, go over to 8chan, go over to the boards, go over to your Facebook posts, go over to whatever website you were using to connect with your fellow Anons, and we'd wake up first thing in the morning and dig until nightfall every single day. That what you're seeing here is just that digging. We're just digging up information. Anybody, literally anybody, can do this. If you have Grok, it makes it 50 times easier than it was a decade ago for Anons.
Right.
Can you imagine if we had Grok back in the day, Yeet?
Oh my
Oh
God.
my goodness.
We would have been farther along in this mission than we were now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I like to partially think that that's the reason why we're getting to this point in the mission, is because we were able to take over the infrastructure of AI, and it's been a help.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to you can't rely 100% on AI, but it can be a great tool to help you.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember
Right.
that. Yeah, you can't lose your organic thinking to AI and rely on AI
You
for
have to-
everything.
Right. You have to already have the idea or the knowledge in your head of what it is you're wanting to dig on. It's like we were laughing last night. It's like, who uses like Google anymore? I don't.
I don't.
If I have no. If I want something, if I want to look something up, or if I say, hey, this is what I'm looking at, I want you to find me all the documents, all the receipts on it, blah, 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 and it'll pull it up for me like that. I'm not going to sit and type into Google for 2 hours looking something up,
Right.
I want every link. And then I file it. I'll file it. And if I start to compile enough of the information, I'll create an actual matrix, a file, and then I'll start trying to piece things together like a puzzle. I mean, that's what you should be using it for,
Mhm.
right? It's like a data set. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's like your personal library, and it's there for you, as opposed to sitting there for hours and hours trying to Google stuff, or not. I don't use Google, but you know what I mean. Doing stuff like that, or what books can I get and where can I get it? Can I get it online? I love books, different things. If I want to find history stuff, if I want to find stuff in the archives, where can I get it? Pull it up for me. Store a copy for me, and I'll file it. And I file a copy of something from an archive that I want to go back and read later. I've got files and files and files of stuff, guys. That's how I do it.
Everything offline.
I archive everything offline. I mean, that's what you do. But that's how you use it. I mean, if you're going to use it to turn in, it's your brain suddenly, then forget it.
Yeah.
We have got to get out of this mentality of being the want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is what that our world has turned into. That's why that TikTok is so popular. And it gets you those little dopamine hits, and then you go to the next one, then you go to the next one, and you're just lost for hours. Satan wants you to do that because he does not want you digging for the truth.
Yep.
Okay? So we have got to get out of this mentality of, I want to tune in to this podcast to be entertained, I want to tune into this podcast to what I can learn.
Well, entertainment is good too.
It gets us
all
out
have
of the
to-
norm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, so we try to have a good time and cut up and let people into our personal lives and things like that, right? We want to build a community of friends because there's so many people that are lonely, and build lasting relationships with people, right? But we also want to inform you and help you, and we don't get it all. We're not always right.
No,
And-
absolutely not.
but-
We're not the end all and be all.
No,
Heck
but
no.
but we try to show where you can look this up for yourself. That's why we show these. We give the websites, we give the screenshots. We say, look it up for yourself, make your own decision.
Yes.
But and people want to say, well, you're causing division. And no, our job is to provide truth. If not, we're no better than the MSM. We got to call.
Amen.
We have to call out the BS for what it is. BS is BS, whether it's coming from somebody who says they're on the right and loves Trump or not. It doesn't matter. BS is BS, and we look it up to see. We dig, we find the documents.
Guys, and that's why all of us, at Truther Media have been so, and I'm not bragging, but we've been so on point just about all these influencers. Everybody's like, oh
We
my
started
gosh,
calling them out. You know that,
You
right?
told me ages ago about this. I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's...
Well, you know how it was so easy for us to spot? Because we've been there since the beginning, and these people came in 2020, 2021, and then changed everything. And it ignited like a fire. You know why? Because people grabbed hold of that. That's easy. I can relate. I can cope with that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. I can't deal with the fact that there's a you know what I mean, a real cabal that's really doing this and doing all these things to our children. It's just a movie. Oh, I can dig with that. It's just a movie. I can chill
I can deal
out.
with that.
I don't have to worry about it. My sense of normalcy is okay.
And hereigns.com said over on X, said, I agree 100%. The be entertained is what the cabal has been using for many decades to distract the public from the reality and the truth. Exactly. Give them bread and circus.
Right.
And they'll be happy. They won't revolt.
That's right. That's
so
exactly right.
The playbook, that's what Q said. The playbook's known.
Yeah.
We know the playbook. So I'm sorry, guys. We got on a wild tangent.
Sorry.
So
Definitely needed, though.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull up real quick just so we can see it. I'm just going to run through this so people can kind of just see this lingo real fast. On back to Alice and Bob, just so people can see it. So it's just Alice and Bob, fictional characters commonly used as placeholders. We talked about what a placeholder is. In discussions about cryptography or cryptographic systems and protocols, and in other science and engineering literature, there are several participants in a thought experiment. You guys see that? There are several participants in a thought experiment. Thought experiment is an imaginary scenario that is meant to elucidate or test an argument or theory. It is often an experiment that would be hard, impossible, or unethical to actually perform. It can also be an abstract. Hold up. So it goes back to the Schrodinger's cat, which is like one of my favorite things. So it's
explain that to our audience what Schrodinger's cat is.
Okay, so does everybody know the whole thought of the Schrodinger's cat? Like, so you've got the black box theory. Like, so you have Schrodinger's cat. You put the box in there. You don't feed it. You don't do anything, and it's like so it tells you right there. Devise the presence a house cat that is in a superposition of alive and dead states. Depending on a random quantum event, it illustrates the counterintuitive implication of Bohr's Copenhagen interpretation when applied to everyday objects. So meaning it's like, unless you actually open the box and somebody sees it, you don't know if the cat is dead or alive. You don't have an actual opinion because you don't know if the cat is dead or alive, right?
Right.
That's what it means. You don't know. That's the whole thing. Until then, all you're getting is everybody's opinion on, well, I don't know. I put the cat in the box. Did you see the cat get put in the box? I don't know. It's kind of like, did you leave the did you pick the kid up from school? I don't know. Did you pick the kid up from school? I don't know. You know, did you send it with? It's the same thing. It's the same.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. So it's like, that is it. So Alice and Bob characters were created by Ron Rivest, which we've heard that name, Addie Shamir, and Leonard Edelman in their 1978 paper, guys. 1978, a method for obtaining digital signatures and public key crypto systems. So now they've become archetypes in many scientific and engineering fields, such as quantum cryptography, game theory. Huh? Yeah, game theory. And what does that say down there? It says in many fields of social science and is used extensively in economics, logic systems, science, and computer science. Initially, game theory addressed two-person zero-sum games.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't see that on the screen. Is that on the screen?
Can you guys not see it?
No, I think you need to share.
Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry.
I've spent my
Share this.
time scanning this.
I am
looking
so
for...
sorry.
I'm
Can
like,
you guys see it?
yes. Now.
Oh, can you? Okay. Yeah, I got two of them open. Okay, so it's a mathematical study of strategic behavior for the study of playing games for entertainment. See game studies, game theorists, blah blah blah. So it's mathematical models of strategic interactions. It has applications in many fields of social science, what we just talked about. So, but it's actually, and I know that Josh knows what it is, because I think, what did you just say the other day? What did you just say? Watch war games, guys. Watch war games. Right?
Yeah.
So, yes. So it's a game theory addressed two-person zero-sum games. So you start going into that, a lot of these things, it probably will start talking about, or I go down into huge rabbit hole. I'm sure chess is going to come up. Oh, here we go. Poker, chess, sports, and bridge. Because that is a zero-sum game.
You have a winner and you have a loser.
Right. And you have white and black. Each controls 16 pieces and one king. How many pieces is that, guys?
17.
Oh. So, go ahead.
Q drop 60. You can count on the people who have the full picture in two hands. Of those, less than 10 people, or only 3 are non-military. Why is this relevant? Game theory. Outside a potential operator who has been dialed in with orders specific to his or her mission, nobody else has this information. Operators never divulge. Alice and Wonderland.
So,
it's interesting that game theory and Alice in Wonderland are on that same drop. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's
right.
all of it. And so, I've wondered for a while too on different things, because, Yeet and I didn't get into this, but, we were trying to decode some things. But, Yeet, what's this look like? What
Well,
were we
that's a
looking at?
chessboard.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Cipher.
What were we? Didn't even think about that. So anyway,
What's
Black's
D5 on the
position-
chessboard? By
what
the
is
way.
D5 on?
It's the most. It's the most fought over square.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yes, it is.
So Black's position mirrors white position with equivalent pieces on every file. The board is oriented so that the right-hand corner nearest each player is a light square. As a result, the white queen always starts on a light square, while the black queen starts on a dark square. This may be remembered by phrases, white on right and queen on her color. But it's just, if you guys look at it, so you're going back to all of this, we're going through all of this and all these phrases that we've heard over and over and over again with Q stuff, right? And this is all Alice and Bob. Alice and Bob. I mean, all I have to do is just keep going into that. So Alice and Bob are the names of fictional characters. We went through that. How Bob can send a private message M to Alice in a public key crypto system. So here's the public key and here's Alice's private key. Do you see that a lot in Q? Public, private?
Yep.
Key.
Huh. Yeah.
And then stone.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how you can dispute it. I really don't.
Can I
Just
play
like-
this little scene from War Games?
Yeah,
Shoot.
yeah,
Hold on.
for sure.
If you
Here, let me
will
remove
share
my-
my screen,
Yep.
Would
Where are you at here?
should be down there at the bottom somewhere. Okay, you
well, let
ready?
me just say this first.
Yeah, preface
There you
it.
go.
Okay. So the system in the 1983 movie War Games is called WOPR, which stands for War Operation Plan Response. And the filmmakers drew inspiration from real Cold War command and control systems at NORAD. So that's when you see, I don't think this clip actually shows that system.
Oh, I can pull it up though.
Yep,
But-
because that's cool. They call it Joshua, but it's
Joshua, yeah.
right. If you've never seen this movie, you really
Love
should.
this movie.
It kind of gives you a visualization, a simplified, somewhat visualization of what it's talking about war games and game theory and shall we play a game? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's play this quick clip. This is where Matthew Broderick first breaks into the Whopper program.
Yes, they do.
How can I talk?
It's not a real voice. This box just interprets signals from the computer and turns them into sound.
Shall we play a game?
Oh.
I think I missed them.
Yeah, weird, isn't it? Love to. How about global thermonuclear war?
Wouldn't you prefer a good game of chess?
Later, let's play global thermonuclear war.
Fine.
All right.
So, game theory and chess have so much to do with the Q program because it's my theory, too, that through the use of Palantir and quantum computing systems, which I believe Q is, we have gathered it all the encryption, everything. We have used quantum decrypting technology to have it all. Every single bit of it. And Q, this is what future-proofs past comes in. And this is where through the looking glass comes in.
Right.
The looking glass is the Whopper. And let me find this clip of the Whopper.
Also, did y'all see all the Game On? Scavino, Trump. I don't know how many other government accounts posted about it or whatever, but Game On too. So, just saying. I don't know. I thought that was a little significant.
Let me get through this right here. Let me get through this ad. So give me just 1 second, then I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
I don't
We're
know if
missing
y'all
a good ad, man. No.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all could hear that because I could hear that.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't. But go ahead and share my screen now. All right, so we're going to watch this. This is what I believe that we use to game plan. Q even said every scenario has been game planned for. Watch this explanation in this excerpt of War Games.
It gives a visualization.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up.
These computers give us instant access to the state of the world. Troop movements, Soviet missile tests, shifting weather patterns. It all flows into this room and then into what we call the Whopper computer.
Whopper, what is that?
It's the War Operation Plan Response. This is Mr. Richter. Paul, would you like to tell these gentlemen about the Whopper?
Well, the Whopper spends all its time thinking about World War III. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, it plays an endless series of war games using all available information on the state of the world. The Whopper has already fought World War III as a game, time and time again. It estimates Soviet responses to our responses to their responses, and so on. Estimates damage, counts the dead, then it looks for ways to improve
But
its
the
score.
point is that the key decisions of every conceivable option in a nuclear crisis have already been made by the Whopper.
So what you're telling me is that all this trillion-dollar hardware is really at the mercy of those men with the little brass keys.
That's exactly right. Whose only problem is that they're human beings. But in, 30 days, we could replace them with electronic relays. Get the men out of the loop.
Gentlemen, I wouldn't trust this overgrown pile of microchips any further than I could throw it. And I don't know if you want to trust the safety of our country to some silicone diode.
General, nobody is talking about entrusting the safety of the nation to a machine, for God's sake. We'll keep control, but we'll keep it here at the top where it belongs.
All right, gentlemen. I think I'm going to recommend McKittrick's idea to the president, and I'll get back to you on this.
Okay, so now let me share this clip. Hold on just 1 second. Let me show this clip now of how we gathered it all. And Palantir's program that scrapes up everything out there, guess what? It's called Gotham.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful, unethical, dangerous. You've turned every cell phone in Gotham into a microphone.
And a high-frequency generator receiver.
You took my sonar concept and applied it to every phone in the city. With half the city feeding you sonar, you can image all of Gotham. This is wrong.
I've got to find this man, Lucius.
At what cost?
The database is now key encrypted. It can only be accessed by one person.
This is too much power for one person.
That's why I gave it to you. Only you can use it.
Spying on 30 million people isn't part of my job description.
This is an audio sample. If he talks within range of any phone in the city, you can triangulate his position.
I'll help you this one time. But consider this my resignation. As long as this machine is at Wayne Enterprises, I won't be.
When you're finished, type in your name.
And thus, my friends, the Q was born.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. It's not even just phones. It is every PC, it is every relay, every Wi-Fi router, every app, everything is all being relayed.
Yep.
It's not some huge movie that we're just all living in. This is what they call military planning at his finest.
Yeah.
That's what we're living through right now, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest military/civilian operation in history.
We absolutely are. We absolutely are. It's just phenomenal. I mean, I can't even tell you the stuff that we've come up on. And I mean, we could, do you want to pull anything else up, Yeet? On, we've got so much
what?
stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't, do you want me to
going.
add? Okay. Let me grab this again. I'm still on Allison Bob, guys.
How long do we have?
It's whatever. I can always take a break.
She'll nudge me when it's time.
All right. Okay. So the big thing I wanted to get to was the system itself and just the wording, the lingo, the glossary, and what it means, which I thought was very interesting. So Alice and Bob are the original generic characters. Generally, Alice and Bob want to exchange a message or cryptographic key. Carol, Carlos, and Charlie, a generic third participant. Chuck or Chad, a third participant usually of malicious intent. Craig, a password cracker, often encountered in situations with stored passwords. Dan, a generic fourth participant. So I'm just thinking it's strange that you start to see like how many people that are named as like, this is a character, a generic participant. Like, so you've got third. So you've got these numbered off people, which I thought was kind of interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Eve or Eves. That's the eavesdropper, who's usually a passive attacker. While they can listen in on a message between Alice and Bob, they cannot modify them In quantum cryptography, Eve may also represent the environment, which I thought was interesting. You've got Faith, a trusted advisor, courier, or intermediary. Frank, that's your generic 6 participant. Grace, a government representative. For example, Grace may try to force Alice or Bob to implement backdoors in their protocols. Grace may also deliberately weaken standards. Heidi, a mischievous designer for cryptographic standards but rarely used. Ivan, an issuer, mentioned first by Ian Grigg in the context of Ricardian contracts. Judy, a judge who may be called upon to resolve a potential dispute between participants. See Judge Judy. These are actually this is a glossary that's been around forever, guys. I just want you guys to know that. This isn't like something that just happened yesterday. Mallory, or less commonly, Mallet or Darth. A malicious attacker associated with Trudy, an intruder. Unlike the passive Eve, Mallory is an active attacker. Often used in man-in-the-middle attacks who can modify messages, substitute messages, or replay old messages. The difficulty of securing a system against a Mallory, or what do we call it now? Don't we call it malware? Is much greater than against an Eve. Michael or Mike, used as an alternative to the eavesdropper Eve from microphone. I don't even know what that is. Niage or Niage. Okay.
Naj.
Used as an alternative to the eavesdropper. Now, how you know that word? How you know that name, Josh?
He's just pretend. He just guessed.
I just think I do. She's got me
Used as an alternative to the eavesdropper Eve in several South Asian nations. Olivia, an oracle who responds to queries from other participants. Olivia often acts as a black box with some concealed state or information, or as a random oracle. In cryptography, a random oracle is an oracle, a theoretical. You guys, I go through spurts where I cannot say words at all.
Yeah, I do too. Josh does it every day. Don't let him lie.
All you have to do is go words. Words.
Theoretical black box that responds to every unique query with a truly random response chosen uniformly from its output domain. If a query is repeated, it responds the same way every time that query is submitted. Stated differently, a random oracle is a mathematical function chosen uniformly at random. That is a function mapping each possible query to a fixed random response from its output domain. So, I mean, you can just keep going. I mean, you can obviously, you can see that this is, you can see what this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I'm confused, but that's okay.
So let's roll back a little bit to, because I interjected some and she interjected some. So this is going back to the
Alice and Bob,
mm-hmm.
the company.
So that's the Alice
and the qubits.
Yeah.
And
right. You're talking Alice Computer. Right? Alice in Wonderland. This is the Alice Computer. Alice and Bob are quote unquote characters. They are this is the glossary, is what they call it. This is the glossary of the wording that they actually used. They use most common characters are Alice and Bob.
Right. So this is their glossary for what though?
This is their wording. This is what they call. So if you have a password cracker, often encounter. So this is what they call them. Craig. They give them names.
It's their lingo.
And it's their lingo. In eavesdropper, they call it Eve or Eves or whatever. So in quantum, so in their computing, as they're putting things in, they actually give these people, they give your character as you're typing. That's that's how your however many characters, right? That's your character. They actually give them names.
But is this for a game? Like I'm just confused.
No, honey, this is actually like Alice, the computer, like the
okay.
quantum computer. Yeah. Nope, this is the whole thing. Yeah, I know we got way off earlier. I apologize.
Well, it's my fault. It's our fault, I'm sure.
It's my fault.
But so that's what this is. So so that's why I'm saying when you're going through all of these things, this whole portion of it really is important because I mean, didn't we just see stuff? We keep Oracle.
Right.
I mean, okay. Olivia, Oscar, an opponent similar to Mallory, but not necessarily malicious. Peggy or Pat. We'll get to some good ones here in a minute.
I guess maybe I just don't understand. This is for quantum computing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
This is for this company right here.
So
well, it's not just for this company. It's for this is common lingo for quantum computing in general. Right? Okay. Does that make sense?
So when you think of like other languages, you've heard interpreters say that it's less like actually interpreting and more like opening up a different drawer, right? So what we're doing is we're opening up the quantum language drawer, and it's filled with this type of terminology.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is what they use.
That's our job. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's literally what they do is they use a cast of characters. So
probably is it because they didn't have words for like it just makes it easier? I mean, like a cat qubit, like what the crap is a cat cube? I mean, I'm just saying, is this they just didn't have words for it, so they had to come up with stuff?
Well, let's explain real quick what a qubit is. You've got a bit, okay, that operates on regular computing systems. Okay, a bit of information.
Right.
Okay, a bit of information is transferred visually as a 0 or a 1. Okay, that's why you see like when you're going into codes on stuff, you see 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, that is bits of information all put together. Okay, think of it like a switch. Okay, like 0 is off and 1 is on. Okay, a qubit acts as 0 and 1 at the same time. There is no on and off.
Okay.
Okay. It's kind of hard to explain.
So in essence, what it's doing is it's think of it more like the name on the left is the qubit itself, and the interpretation on the right is the conditions you are looking for to tie it to that name.
Right.
In essence.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so by doing it like that, you can store multiple different variations of information in that one name. Not just one information, but multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I'll get there.
So Wendy, we just saw, didn't we just see like Peter Pan, Wendy? I don't know. We saw that in Q posts also, right? Wendy. So Wendy's a whistleblower. That's what Wendy is. That's a whistleblower.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Purdy, that is exactly it. A lot of this language does come from the Alice and Bob talk that goes on in the keyboards. Yeah.
Yes. So interactive proof system and so this is your interactive proof system. There are other characters. So Arthur and Merlin, who are wizards. Okay.
Josh.
What?
He's just shaking his head.
Lord.
What are you shaking your head?
Like in
Q post 435, the Yellow Brick Road, FI speech history, wizards and warlocks, Alice and it doesn't say in, it's Alice and Wonderland. Solved Q.
Well, you have to think about Alice and Bob, right?
Yeah,
Alice and it's not Alice and Bob. It's Alice and Bob. Too.
And now you're talking about Merlin, wizards and warlocks. Now, coming into this same post right here.
But it said Yellow Brick Road when we first got started tonight.
Well, what would be the Yellow Brick Road?
Do you guys know what the yellow?
Well, I've seen multiple things.
Explain it. Go ahead and explain the Yellow Brick Road.
I've seen the trafficking thing. the corridors, the routes, they called it Yellow Brick Road, didn't they?
I think the Yellow Brick Road is qubits, is quantum technology.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense with this solved question.
What if I were to say both of you were right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
Well, what is the concept of a road? And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say
Yeah.
that if we were to take Yellow Brick Road and pop it on screen and then give it a definition, a road is something that leads to somewhere. It's an infrastructure that allows for easier transportation of things.
Correct.
So both your interpretation and Josh's interpretation
Are
can
correct.
both be correct at the exact same time.
Double
That's
meanings
Because it's
that
how
people are
exist.
you
gonna-
look at it.
Right.
Double meanings exist.
Exactly.
Right. And that's the whole thing with people becoming quote unquote awake, the Great Awakening, Ascension. That's the whole point, is until you come to you may never come to a complete conclusion on certain things, right? But when certain things are put out there information wise, and you have Alice telling Bob something, and then Mallory comes in and says something, and then so and so comes in and says something, and then suddenly the other 50 people in the room, they didn't get Alice's original information.
Yep.
They didn't even get Bob's information.
They got like
right?
third, fourth, fifth hand information.
Right. But everybody is out there saying that their information is the right information. Right.
So,
and that's the whole problem.
So what we just said, your interpretation of the Yellow Brick Road and my interpretation is what you would call a qubit. Okay, it's both the same, but then we got to get to a condition to where it's either this or this. Okay, think of a spinning coin. Okay, it's got heads or tails, but when it's spinning, it's heads and tails at the same time. Okay, so your condition that you have is when that coin eventually lands on heads or tails. Does that make sense to you?
I mean, that does, but
that's a qubit.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you make it land to a definitive answer?
Well, this is where I would come out and I'd say this. If you can have multiple interpretations of the data inside of a qubit, then you can have multiple interpretations of the outcomes of the data of the qubit, correct?
Yes.
Doesn't that sound a little number crunchy? You input whatever type of equation you have going on you plug it into the mathematical problem, and then you get the result for your problem.
Okay.
That is a number cruncher in a nutshell.
Right.
Chat, if you're following us, give me a 5-5. If you're following this whole conversation, hopefully we see some 5-5s out there. So please, just please give me a 5-5 if we're explaining all this, accurately. Kilburn says 5-5 here. You may have to go. Yeah, Elizabeth 5-5, Mama Fox 5-5. There we go.
They're better than I am because.
Hootie Who says 2.5.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hey, we're halfway there, brother. We're halfway there.
I'm with Hootie Who. I'm like, why? Like, I'm sorry.
Think about it like this, honestly. No, for real. I know it's a lot, but think about it like this. You want to write a paper on something that you did on fact-based evidence that you did a news story. You went and interviewed people. You have first-hand information from the people that it happened to. Okay. You were the first one on the scene. You saw it with your own eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd be Alice.
Now, you'd be Bob. Alice would be the person telling you. Right? Okay. But here's the thing. You've got video. You've got, say you took a picture. How many people do you see out there standing around taking videos of their friend that just got ran over by a car and whatever just happened, right? Millions of people. But we see more of that stuff all over the place.
Right.
Okay? Another scenario would be, how many times do we see police officers in officer-involved shootings where one clip and snippet looks like this cop just pulled his gun out and shot this person for no reason whatsoever. And then all of a sudden you find out later on when you see the rest of the clip and snippet, that's not what happened at all. There, you know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing with that Andrea Good or whatever the heck her name was, right? The first
we don't know.
videos that came out showed it this way.
Right.
And then same thing with the what was the little kid, the Kyle, what's his name?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, Rittenhouse, right? Same thing.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's my point. So when you have a narrative, especially in a political climate, that you want to push, that your narrative is, you know, this whole group of people is racist over here, and this is what they're doing to this minority group or whatever. This is what you see rising to the top. How do you prove or disprove that? When you can't get through the algorithm, you can't get through, because no matter what you show, no matter what you do,
you get suppressed.
You get suppressed. Your evidence isn't evidence. Their evidence is evidence, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. This is what this is. This is saying it's blockchain.
Yep.
What you have that is your account of something, whether it's recorded, it's a photo or whatever, it is just like in the Q drops, girl. It's time stamped.
Right.
This is the right. It's got an ID, whatever. That's how we know that Q. These were hit. I say him too. His posts, right? Because that's what it said. That was his ID. Josh just went through that the other night with all of us, right?
Yeah, right.
And then it was like, then we could see after that, this person reposted, this person reposted it. But how many people know that or knew that before Josh explained that to everybody?
Not a lot.
because why? They couldn't see what he said is perfect of what we're saying. We could not see the underlying system.
Right.
You're seeing what's floating to the top and getting all the attention.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Like
you
that
don't know the
iceberg
context because you weren't there.
You don't have the context.
Right.
Thank you. So what is this going to do?
It's going to give context.
Your account of something is your account.
Right.
Okay. And if somebody else's account is their account, they can say that. But guess what? You have proof of two separate accounts.
Yep.
Right.
So how does it get reconciled?
Well, this is where that system actually comes into play.
Exactly.
If you can puzzle piece the events of a shooting based off of thousands of different people's perspectives, throw it into a single qubit, that qubit now contains basically as full of the story as is humanly possible.
Right.
That is being recorded on the blockchain. That is being ledgered. Suddenly, that's admissible evidence in court.
Right.
Okay.
So my excitement is for things like that, because I'm watching people who are being given, we're watching corrupt judges let people walk around and do whatever they want to do, when we have people out there who are driving down the road, who are 2 days late getting their tags expired or something stupid, right? That whatever I'm just throwing things out there that are just trying to feed their kids, whatever. And those people will go to jail for a month. Okay. But yet,
Yeah, take your share screen away. Let's just talk for a little bit.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, huh?
She said,
huh? No, because, well, it's, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because when I first read it, it has 2 R's. It says screen.
Yeah, my bad.
That's it. Hey, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
So when I was looking out of the corner of my eye, I said, huh? Sorry, Josh. I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
I'm going on just like literally 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours sleep. So my brain's all there. But anyway, yeah, so it's a big deal, right? So you're literally getting that whole thing. And same with history, historical events, you know, if it's just being written by the victor, as they like to say,
right?
Do we really know what happened?
No.
We don't.
So
we don't.
I have a question. So will this reconcile that? Like, so
yes,
it's compiling all the data. all the videos, all the
Yes.
accounts of this event, and puts it all together, and it reconciles and says, this is what happens. We pieced it all together. Here it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only does it do it as if it's a structure that's puzzle piece to it, it's specifically built for this exact palindrome that exists.
Mm-hmm.
The question of what is actually true can now physically be pieced together in just about every court case, every criminal proceeding, every crime that happens. And it's not just here on the planet, it's on Mars, it's in space. This entire infrastructure is going intergalactic. It's crazy.
Okay, well, let's come back to planet Earth for a minute.
Yeah.
So can I talk about Project Sparrow just for a quick second?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Starling.
So
Starling. Project
Starling. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know why I said Sparrow.
Starling.
Starling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, because I say it and people think I say Starlink, and I don't want people to get that mixed up. So
okay. So Project Starling is what we're talking about. It already exists, and it's already in use today. Okay. And it came out of California in 2000. Guess what? 2018, July. Whoops. Where did we see July 2018? The world will know the truth. But anyways, Project Starling is being used in the Ukrainian war right now as we speak.
Yes.
Everything is being recorded.
Yes.
Everything is being put on the blockchain of all the war crimes that's going on right now in Ukraine. We have it all.
Yes.
When did we take control of that project?
We've had it for a while. No, actually we didn't. We got it after it was at 2022, I think.
Does us, what do y'all think? Do y'all think us having it all, like, for instance, when we seized control of these programs and technology that the bad guys were using against us, and do we think that we were able to do that through Trump's executive order, where we can seize assets and whatnot?
My girl's getting it.
Due to foreign election interference and whatnot.
Yep.
It's all connected, sweetheart.
What Josh just said. If you're seeing, so think about it in the concept of how do you think that they were able to run back everything as far as what he's talking about, war crimes, these biolabs, all this stuff. I mean, yes, I don't want to discredit our amazing, federal agents and stuff like that. Right. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of this is this.
Did y'all remember hearing Trump talk about just the other day? He said, "We're watching from space."
Yes.
Y'all remember him saying that?
Maybe from 10,000 satellites.
But he said, "We're watching from space. We see what they're doing. They can't make a move." Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's why he keeps telling everybody that there's no way they have no nuclear weapons. He's like, I don't care what anybody says. I'm telling you right now, they don't have it.
Yeah.
Guys,
well, I believe him.
If you don't think Elon is part of the Q team, I don't know what to tell you. Because we could not have done this without Elon Musk. There is no possible way at all. Why is he the largest DoD contractor in history? Why does he get government subsidies? Think, people.
I mean, it's in the drops.
Yeah.
It's in the drops.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people, they flip-flop around on him and they think that he's, whatever. But, I mean, I don't care. I want that dude on my team. I'm just saying. I want him on my team.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's interesting.
So this whole system is being, and this is where I think this is ultimately going to go. Do you remember? Let's connect some dots. Do you remember when Trump asked Z about, what do you guys do for all these drug, pushers? Fast trial, death penalty. Okay.
Z.
Yeah, Z.
Oh,
President.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
He said fast trial, death penalty.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sorry.
So we have to do things by the book, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is going to be the quickest way that we could process information to prosecute a huge amount of RICO that's worldwide?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we have all the data from everything stored on the blockchain through this project,
it can't be adulterated.
Where we can just go, okay, John Bolton, let's click him, and then something like Stav Connect's map comes up and says, okay, we got boom, 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 and the judges look over it and say, guilty, death penalty. Let's move on.
Yep. This was built for Stav, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. Trust me, we've talked to Stav a lot, and he was just like, this is exactly what he's trying to do, right? With information. Same thing. I'm like, dude, they were building this for us. Like, this is what we're the whole time. I'm trying to see what somebody in here, who brings fire from the sky in full view. Man, amazing. Kilburn. I'm trying to see what Kilburn was saying. I couldn't read up far enough. Great deception. Kilburn, are you saying you think this is the Great Deception? Or I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying.
Okay, I can't see it.
Who brings fire from the sky in full view of man? ... Amazing. Question mark.
Well, it was amazing question.
Would that be God?
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is biblical. Like, no human person on the planet could have thought about this way of thinking, this way of computing, this way of archiving data, this way of building out a commercialized space structure. It has impacts across economics. It has impacts in legal. It has impacts in the way that we're going to be doing business in the future. It's already here. We're building it out as we speak.
So what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, what you're witnessing right now in history is the drip, drip, drip of information. So you ask, okay, well, why can't we just pull the trigger on this stuff? Okay, everything is so interconnected internationally that it has to be taken out piece by piece by delicate piece, okay? Because if you just start blowing the whole damn thing up, we're going to have chaos, and that's exactly what they want, okay? So what we have to do is we're building this huge RICO case, and it's taking years, people, because it's that massive. So in order for things to go to a military trial, in order for the people not to revolt in them calling Trump a dictator and just rounding all these people up by the military, he has to have the support of the American people. He has to have the support of the world. He has to have support of everybody, okay? Where we are literally going to be going to Donald Trump and saying, please get these people. Please. Everybody's going to... You think everybody's screaming for it right now, but they're really not. You've got to step out of your echo chamber, and you've got to look at the world, okay?
Just get on Facebook. You'll see.
Yeah. That's case in point, okay? The battlefield. So, God had to have the Anons, you, me, Tracy, Freedom Fire, Yeet, digging on all this stuff, putting out this information to people, while Trump is working from the top down with control of everything. He could pull the trigger if he wanted to, but he has to have the whole world on his side. Sometimes you have to walk through the darkness to see the light. That's what we're experiencing still currently. Everybody's like, just arrest them, just arrest them. If you do that, you're just going to have the whole subsection get elevated and take control again. You've got to get it down to the root, which is the evil. It's not about R versus D anymore, people. And Q was very, very specific about that.
Well, think about it. Why do you think Q chose to post for the first time and where where they chose because of the what we would be able to dig and solve, and we wouldn't stop until we figured it out.
Right. Oh, I know that feeling.
He didn't do it on
Yep.
Facebook. Okay.
Right.
I'm just being honest. And so, well, I'm going to say this because Abby's talking about the Holy Spirit, and it just brought it to my mind. And we're talking about, Q and all of this kind of stuff. But Spiritual Street Fighter had posted the mind of an anon. How do you explain? And I said, I believe it's a gift of the Holy Spirit. Discernment isn't just intelligence. It's the ability to recognize truth, see patterns, and identify deception that isn't always obvious. The Holy Spirit gives us wisdom that the natural mind alone can't provide. We don't see because we're smarter. We see because we've asked God to open our eyes and hearts to his truth, and he is faithful to do exactly that. And so I believe that we're able to, we have eyes to see and ears to hear. That's why I think it's biblical.
100%.
Because not everybody can see all of this. And I know it mind boggles y'all. Because you're like, how do you not see this? How can you not see what's going on?
You were awakened for a reason.
Exactly. So
before God even formed you in the womb, he built you for this battle.
Thank you, Shauna.
He woke you up for a reason early.
Yeah.
Right.
Because so you could fight in this biblical fight with the rest of us all together. And that's why I keep telling people over and over, get out of the movie theater. Get out of this entertainment that you're stuck in. Because we need you in the fight. President Trump needs every one of us out there pushing the truth. We are the news now. The only way that we finish this battle successfully, we've already won. We've got all the information. But now it's like the Matrix. We're Neo fighting all in the Matrix, trying to bust everybody out of this Matrix to build up our army. Okay? Because we have to have, President Trump has to have our support. Because when this stuff does go to military trials and death penalties, he needs everybody not revolting against him to be able to eliminate this evil. And that, my friends, in a nutshell, is our jobs. That's why we need quantum computing. That's why we need truth. That's why we need the qubits.
That's why we need the data centers.
That's exactly
Why
right.
do y'all think they're pushing propaganda, getting all these people so pissed off and upset? I don't want one in my community. And they're not even building one in their community. I mean, think about it. I mean, how many power stations are there? I mean, just think about it. They're not putting one in behind every Dollar General, y'all. They're going to be, Trump's executive, he talks about they have to generate their own electricity for them. They are going to be using federal lands for them. Now, granted, I've got a friend, I just found out after I wrote the freaking article about data centers, he's building a data center. He's contracted to build a data, and but it's not in a community. It's out on federal land, and so maybe there's some others doing it in places they shouldn't. We do need some restrictions on this, but these are necessary things. Just like I was talking about the railroad, the highways. Guys, if they hadn't have done those things, we wouldn't be able to drive to the dang Dollar General to get up. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. It's infrastructure. We got to have it. I'll be quiet.
And Freedom Fire.
I yield.
Yeah.
Q is not this mythical creature that's going to come save us all.
No,
Q
that's how it's
is
about.
Q is our tool
Yes.
in the awakening to be able to get into the Matrix and fight against the Agent Smiths out there.
Right.
To fight against the
Exactly.
Tron MCP, the Master Control Program.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly. There's so much to it. Yeah.
And Tracy, I love the
really
way
is.
that you put it too. Really, the concept that it is discernment from God. It is a gift from God, because
It is.
if you guys don't know, there's a person who existed in the 1913s time span. His name is Ramanujani. This man, I love researching into him every single time. He is a mathematician who has solved some of the most complex problems in history, and he has no formal mathematician experience at all. And in fact, he used to say that the way he answered these problems was he would look at a mathematical issue and a scroll would unveil right in front of his eyes with the answer on it.
Wow.
That is literally legend from his own biography.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Alexia, I wanted to address Alexia. Yeah, I've heard people saying that too, and I don't want anybody pushed out of their home, but people they had to do that for. I mean, they pay you, right? I mean, they pay you very well. I know when they do the right of way on down the highways and whatnot, they pay for the land. Yeah. I'm not saying I love that people, but they'll be compensated well, and it had to happen for the railroads, the highways, and all of these things that we have now that we don't want to give up. I mean, they were compensated well for it. I don't know the answer. I don't have all the answers. I just know we have to do this. And I really would love for y'all to read my article because it really does lay out why they're not just this that we're talking about. This is huge part of it because you can't do this without it, right? But I mean, I could be wrong on that. I'm not very technical.
You have to. The thing is that people freak out about it right now, and I understand. Again, I don't like the idea of nobody wants anything like that taking over everything, right? I mean, I don't want to be China, but then but also too, when you're thinking about it in the aspect of the limitations that are going to be put on things, and there are going to be limitation, guys. Josh read. I know he came on at one time. You guys read he had the EO about the different things of how things were going to work before these people could do certain stuff. It's not as if it's just going to be like, yep, here it's a free for all. Just go kick these people out of their house and just build a ginormous AI. On top of this. That's not how that's going to work.
Right. Like they could burn down your entire block and just force you out and not pay you at all.
Yeah, I mean, because that doesn't happen.
Right.
Hawaii.
Looking at you, California.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, you know what, you guys? Sometimes we have to do things we don't like for the betterment of humanity. Because, like I said in my article, and people need to research on this, but we are in an AI race with China. It just is. Somebody told me, like, oh, China's the boogeyman. I'm like, no, it's a fact. Go look it up. Go research into this. Who do you want holding those reins of AI globally?
Right.
Us or China? Mm-hmm. We know that they're neat. We don't want Terminator. I'm just saying. We need, I feel like the United States is a much more responsible nation than China. That's my opinion. I don't want
any communist or socialist country of any kind holding the reins.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Has to do with us. And that is a huge concern. It should be a huge concern to everybody. And I'm sure it is with the infiltration that's taken place in our country that we talk about all the time. It's the same thing. I mean, that did not happen overnight, and it happened via other communist nations. I mean, Islam is not a freaking communist nation, right? But they have communist tactics.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, definitely the system in the wrong hands could be the mark of the beast.
Yeah,
it definitely could. But in the hands of the right, the right people, it could be Earth's salvation.
It could be monument. It could be wonderful.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And really improve our lives.
That's why it's important to be in the fight.
Regardless, I don't want them to have it. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'll say. If you talk about it in a way of going back to math, okay? I'll try not to be too nerdy. Go back to math. And we talk about, red light, green light, right? We see the red light, we talk about the green light situation, okay? Or hold the line. Hold the line. We hear that a lot, okay?
Yeah.
So when you actually put into a quantum graph or table, however you want to say, if you're trying to do a quantum graph and then you decide that we actually calculated all of the wording in the Q drops that has, how do you want to say it? The observed vocabulary, I guess, right? The public is the organizing center of the vocabulary. So like map, key, future proofs past, all this, that's considered a hybrid lexicon, meaning like lexicon as in computer lingo.
Okay.
So, okay, if you put public to private, we hear that like they weighed all this stuff out. Key to public, comms to public. So public is the center. We are the center, guys. We are. Okay. Map. So you get all these different things. So they weighed it out. And public to private, weight 17 times. Key to public, 12 times. Comms to public, 12 times. Map to future proofs past, 8 times. Map to public, 6 times.
Are you talking about in the drops?
In the drops.
Okay.
Okay. So when you do that they consider that to be a degree. So it says it's a degree as the number of neighbors. That's how they say it. A degree by the number of neighbors. A weighted degree as the sum of incident edge weights. So they like have all this stuff. Okay. So they consider that community detection. So if you go down and they have called an edge table. So what's out on the edge? What's the betweenness? So public to private. Wait, this is weird. The weighted degree on public. What do you think the number is? 47.
Wow.
So you've got all these weird numbers that come down, and it just shows you structurally, if you try to take away some of the weird, I don't know, all this other stuff, and you focus on the most said key central words, then you have public dominates every centrality family. That is a term that is used for this. Its weighted degree is 47, which means edges touching public account for 47 of the graph's total, 66 edge weight units. Now, how weird is that?
It's wild.
So, I mean, I know a lot of other people are probably like, I don't even know what that means, but I'm just saying. Everything else hangs off. Okay, but this is interesting because this is literally like the computer talking. Like this is telling us what this means, okay? So second, the graph has only one cycle. Public to private, private to comms, comms to public. Everything else hangs off that core as a branch. Graph, okay, the graph theoretically, that means the network has a single resilient triangle. And then several dependent limbs. The triangle suggests a compact semantic core linking public, private, and comms. So what do you think that means?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no freaking clue. I don't. That
You're
is
nerding out on me.
Yeah, I have.
Just listen to the words. Listen to the words. When you think of triangle,
yeah, the three
and
families.
then several, okay, and then several dependent limbs.
The branches that come out from the families.
The triangle suggests a compact semantic core linking public, private, comms. By contrast, key, secure, and future proofs past are terminal leaves.
I see now.
This is this is freaking quantum talking about a damn math problem, y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also,
go ahead.
just to nail a couple of points that I'm seeing in the chat too, a lot of people are saying that they're really afraid about this new system, and I can totally get it. The system was being built literally to enslave us, and we took it over. What's going to help act as a check and balance is going to be the fact that it will be open sourced and transparent. If we see a flaw, if we see a bug, if we see some form of manipulation or control, we, the people of the world, 8 billion strong, will be able to go in there and change it at a will. And you may think that that is going to cause one heck of a cluster, but just take a look at programs that already exist like Steam. For anybody who plays video games, Steam has a lot of open source data. Take a look at Linux, for instance. Linux is another piece of open source data. It's not all chaos there. And in fact, they just have been able to launch a pretty official OS for the first time just a few years back. Open source is totally the future in this regard.
Yeah, and that's why Elon open sources a lot of the X algorithm and stuff too.
Mhm.
And you know, you were talking about, you know, abnormalities and inconsistencies in like the data and it being manipulated, and that's where Alice and Bob comes in, is because
Mhm.
it's the first qubit out there that can self-correct, that can actually fix the information on its own.
Reconcile sounds better.
Right, yeah.
That's what it is, reconcile.
Thank you.
Because fix means they can alter.
Alter it, no.
Yeah, so
Reconcile.
think of quantum data in the qubits as truth. Okay? Programs based on 100% transparent truth, I don't believe that can be manipulated by Satan himself. I could be wrong, but when I see this system, Kilburn, I see truth. I see decentralization that cannot be manipulated to fit a narrative.
Right.
It takes everything from all aspects and gives you the plain truth in the news.
It solves the fake news problem at the very least.
It solves everything. Honey.
I know, I'm just saying at the very least.
Yeah, and it solves
the
our
fake news problem.
Yeah, it solves our financial problems. You know, as far as transparency in the ledger,
Like laundering and and counterfeiting and
Yep.
all of the things. Wire
Imagine if you
fraud.
had the ability to pay to know if your landlord was price gouging you on rent.
Right.
That would be
Kilburn-
huge.
Yeah, because you'd know what everybody else around here's paying.
Right.
Kilburn, I get it, man. He says someone something program it. Okay, we are on Earth. We are not perfect. We will never be perfect until we get to meet God. Okay?
Right.
God has the perfect system. Okay? We are just trying to make the most of it while we're here on Earth.
Right.
Okay? And can you imagine that having a translation of the Bible that cannot be manipulated on the blockchain, that it can actually have true
Yeah,
translations?
because 100 years from now, that's what we're talking about. Like 100 years from now, how do we know what the Bible is going to say? They could they've changed other
It's been
history
manipulate. Yeah, I mean, they've had other things that they try to manipulate.
Exactly. So this is a way to protect that.
So
too.
What if we found one of the very first Bibles ever recorded out there? I'm sure it's under the Vatican.
Well, we've got Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, I agree. And
got
that's something that's actually, that's a good point, because when you're talking about manipulation of the Bible and what we just talked about, you're talking about how many people's accounts, right? We just had that conversation, Tracy. Your account, so-and-so's account. And guess what? We've already seen AI programs that have absolutely said that with the way that the linguistics and the way that things were written and the way come back, they said there is no disputing that is a true story.
Correct. About Jesus.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm not saying that there are not things. I said that right from the very get-go with the show. I am not saying there is nothing that you shouldn't be concerned about it. Just, whatever.
Right.
I mean, obviously people need to be aware, which is what we're trying to do, is make people aware. And we said in the very beginning of the show, we can't tell you what to think. We don't want to tell you what to think. You have discernment.
You have to do that yourself.
That's the point. But on the flip side, I am going to say Jesus absolutely is the way. As Abby said, Jesus is the way. Absolutely. But I really think I go back to what Josh and Tracy were saying earlier about, think about when, Tracy said, well, remember when we just only had horses and then all of a sudden we had whatever. And Josh is like, yeah, because they all said that was witchcraft. Yeah. This is the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, how many times in generations have people said
that the new thing was the boogeyman, evil, heavy metal was the devil, and Elvis Presley was the devil, and I mean, it's all a put. That's why
it's the water boy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy, please.
Yeah. So I'm not saying don't be skeptical and don't have don't look into things. I'm just saying, and I'm saying this in the most loving and caring way. But here's where I come in with: we cannot live in a society or in a world where we are so closed off to the concept that we cannot continuously live in fear, because that is what they want, number one. Number two, if we don't like the ideas or how we are, if we are, how am I going to say it? I don't want to say afraid, but if we don't like that, then we have to come up with other ideas, right? That's what we're supposed to do.
And this is a way to keep them honest.
Yes.
And honestly, the criticism should be welcome. It really should. If you don't want this to turn into the beast system, be vocal about it.
Yes.
Literally.
I support Elon Musk. He's all about transparency. And I want to answer Craig's question. He said, as much potential that is promised from AI for we the people, how can you possibly negate the same margin for evil? One word: transparency, openness. That is the ultimate counterbalance.
Sunlight.
Go ahead.
You say it.
Go ahead.
That's why you like me, huh?
That's exactly why I like you. And I like you.
Oh, yeah.
There's two different things. You can like and love somebody.
Sunlight is the best disinfectant. It transparency, truth. That is what, that's another, really, you can see it all.
Okay, guys. Most of you all don't know what Web3 is. Okay? It's going to be the new internet. It's going to be, it's decentralized. And when I mean decentralized, think about this. Okay? You've got all these nodes everywhere, all over the world. Okay? And maybe this node shuts down. But all the nodes all over the world have all the same information. So when this node comes back online, all these nodes feed that node that was down all the new information. So it can it can never be taken completely down. That's what decentralized on the blockchain means, essentially. Okay, so somebody mentioned Fauci. Imagine a world out there where we're all on Web3 and all of this is categorized and all of the research is out there, and we're not just relying on our government to tell us what's going on in the world and what all this research is. If we wanted to go to the Web3 and look at the COVID-19 information that's out there,
no censoring.
Nobody can go delete it once it's on Web3.
That's right.
Okay? You can't be taken down on Web3. Okay?
Right.
So this whole system creates, guys, that's why Trump says the golden age is here. That's what he's talking about. The quantum age
and I
is
saw
here.
Someone talking about, AI. Yeah, AI gets its information from the internet. So if there's enough wrong information on there, that's why you see a lot of the, some of the woke AI and whatever. Right, I get that. But with this, it reconciles that. It puts all the information in there and it comes up with the truth, because it can see it from everything. It doesn't just get what's the most shared video, and it takes that as the truth. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're explaining with this qubit stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It puts the whole. It takes each piece of paper from here, there, and everywhere that it can find things. If you want to say it documents, and it puts the packet. I call it like the evidence packet. It puts the evidence packet together for you, and it literally makes it a probability map of what's the most probable. What is the story, right? Yeah. You take all of it in the layers, right?
Yeah.
That's
based
what it
on
does.
Evidence. Based
on the
evidence.
Evidence based 100%.
Right.
Close one of your eyes and make a box with your hands, and just imagine that box with your hand is what the mainstream media is only showing you, and you can't see anything outside of that box.
Absolutely.
That is now negated entirely. You have every piece.
Yep.
This is going to revolutionize not only our Trump's hammering it. It's going to revolutionize our medical industry. It's going to revolutionize so many things. It's also going to revolutionize our judicial system too.
Yeah, it needs
our
to.
justice system.
It needs to.
And it's going to be 100% truth and transparency. Yeah. There isn't going to be, well, we're hiding this evidence and we're not going to produce this evidence to create a narrative so we can try to get this guy convicted. It's going to be 100% truth. This is what's happened. This is when it's happened. And it's on the blockchain. Here's the timestamps. Blah, 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 blah. Guilty as charged. Take him away. Or innocent. Take him.
I mean, there's still some holes that, like what if, we're talking about people taking videos and things like that. But, if a crime's committed and there's no one to document that crime, and they still would have to put that evidence on there. Right. So, I mean, there's still some things that's got to get whatever. Yeah. Who puts the information in there? Very good point.
And see, that's the beauty of this system.
Everybody will.
Everybody will.
Everybody.
Literally everybody.
Everybody.
This is why we were saying that this could very easily be a multi-partner. If we wanted to get into every single aspect of this system and how it operates from a fundamental level, we can do that, and we are prepared to do that. But just looking at the aspect of the verification, anybody can input this information into this packet anonymously and have it done in a way that is held up to even the highest quality research standards, the highest quality scrutiny standards, the highest quality legal standards possible. It's an entire framework, and we've already started mapping it. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
It is. It really is.
But we have to take control of this system at its roots, because we can't let anybody else lead with this stuff.
That's correct.
Because if we let the world lead in the forefront of this and we accept all the propaganda that's being shoved down our throats right now by these influencers about all these data centers, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well hand the keys to the United States of America to whoever is leading the AI war.
That's right.
It's that serious, people.
They make the rules.
You might as well take our Constitution and shred it to pieces if we don't win this war.
They say what goes in there. It's complicated, and I'm still wrapping my head around it. And I'm excited and I'm apprehensive at the same time.
Right. But I still have apprehensions.
At
I agree.
the end of the day, I would much rather we be in control of it.
Absolutely.
At the absolute end of the day. So if that means we have to give up we got to go move into a different house because we had to sell our land for this to happen. I don't know. Okay. I don't know, but we got to our forefathers were willing to do a heck of a lot more than that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So to get us to where we are today.
Guys, we probably need to wrap this up because AJP's fixing to start. So
yes.
Right on.
Guys, it's been awesome.
We need to have another one.
This has been an awesome discussion, guys.
I know you got lots more to show, and we didn't get to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm nowhere close to
Yeah.
We didn't even touch grass, kids.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, give me a 17 out in the chat. So we've loved the chat. The chat has absolutely been on fire
we
with
love you
great
guys.
questions.
Yep.
We love you guys. We're going to be in DC, hopefully trying to get some live streaming and reporting, as Truther Media is going to be in the press pool.
Yep.
So maybe we'll be rubbing elbows with Sean Hannity. I don't know.
Y'all
We'll
just
see.
pray we don't look like fools, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. Hey, it's gonna be my birthday while you're there. So if you go out there, if you guys do get out there and actually get to see somebody, you're gonna have to be like walking around like what's the guy's name on Fox, Johnny or whatever, and be like, "Hey, tell Freedom Friar happy birthday."
Yeah.
I sure will.
We will.
We will.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you're following our Truther Media account on X. It's Truther_media.
Yeah.
And
because that's where we're gonna stream through.
Yep, that's exactly right. So
the X account, if possible, the Rumble account, if possible, but the Truther Media one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get my new website launched. Guys, if you want to go check it out, you can. I just don't have all the categories up there. If you want to go to www.thetrutherhub.com.
It's a message board.
It's our new message board.
Like the Chans.
It's a little bit more advanced than the Chans.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more user-friendly.
Mm-hmm. But your stuff doesn't get buried by an algorithm. It will be there.
Your street cred
it's a repository.
Yeah, your street cred is not your follower count, because there is no followers over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's what you contribute to the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's thetrutherhub.com. You can go ahead and go register. I'm going to try to have it up and rolling with all the categories by the time we leave for Washington, D.C. Yeet is going to be one of our super moderators over there. So he's going to be keeping everybody in line over there. So thank you guys
Gotta give
so
a cape
much.
or something for that, huh?
Yeah, no, really? Yeah.
Moderator. Keep force.
So they wanted me to repeat that one more time. It's the THE Truther
RUTHER. They can spell Truther Hub.
HUB.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's going to be I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty cool because I'm excited that you can't be suspended. We're the only ones that can suspend you, and we would never do that. I mean, unless you come in there cussing Jesus, that's the only thing. I mean, you can cuss me all you want. I don't care. I'll tell you, I don't care. But
what were you going to say?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't care. I don't care. Everybody's entitled to their stuff. But I like that you can't be suspended. You can't. The algorithm doesn't. You know how it is on X. You post some really cool stuff. It's gone, dude. It's gone.
Right.
It'll still be there. And there's DMs. You can it's up chat. You can do whatever. You do some digging. See, that's what I like about it. You dig, you find some information just like what you and Yeet have come up with. You put it in there. It's there. People can go and see it. Right now, you post this on X. Tomorrow, do you know how buried it's going to be?
And guys, the great thing about this is it's what they call SEO. Think of it like this. Have you ever went to go try to fix your car on something and you look it up, oh, my Jeep is doing this, and it takes you to something like the Jeep forum or something like that. Guys, we're going to have that for our movement.
Yeah, so if you Google Alice and Bob, we're like, this was the information would be, it would come up. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the first thing, but it might, but it'll be in there. So the information you put into there will be searchable for anybody in the world.
Guys, don't thank me for the great show. You think these two up here, they're the one that do all the digging. I'm just color commentary. So,
and we really appreciate having you on today. Seriously, guys.
Yeah,
it's been a
thank you guys
pleasure.
so much.
What's that? Piosin Pawn, Kiss Your Grits. Heck yeah, Mel's Diner. I love that show. And I was a kid.
Hey.
Y'all ever see that? Kiss My Grits.
I had grits today.
I love grits.
I love grits.
People from Europe do not know what grits are, too, or from the north.
Yeah.
Not many people do. But anyway, go ahead.
I think they call them bangers and mash or something.
I don't have a clue.
So just real quick, we have 3,000 watching on X right now. So
Thank you.
guys,
Thank you guys.
you all did an excellent job.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And that's not even including all the people we've got on Rumble. So we are making some headwaves, guys. So great job out there. And we thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
And thank you, Ricky and Yeet, for digging up all this information.
Absolutely.
Because y'all were up till 3 a.m. just multiple times. So thank you for this.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
What we like to do.
Yep.
Probably need
At
to
the
do a
end of
little
the day.
bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sleep sometime, but
Yeah.
And remember, this is something that is here already. It's something being built. This is not hypothetical. So it's this public forum and discussion is important.
It is.
It's here.
That's right. It's
All
exciting.
right. Let me say a quick prayer and then we'll get rated over to AJP. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Lord, I come to you in Jesus' name, Lord. Hallowed be thy name, Lord. Thank you for pulling the scale off all of our eyes so early that we are granted the gifted vision from you, Lord. That we may fight in your fight that you want us to fight, the fight that you formed us for in the womb, Lord. You knew our purpose, and we just have to carry out your plan, Lord. And Lord, that also includes the first mission that we ever come to, and that's spreading your word about you sending your son to die on the cross for all of our sins, Jesus Christ, Lord. That we may give us the strength to lead other people to know Jesus Christ as their Savior, Lord. And we thank you for everything that you have given us. We thank you for all the information that you have let us see and what we have awoken to, Lord. And we will pray that for strength to continue fighting your fight, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all for having
Thank
us,
you.
letting us join up with y'all tonight.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Thanks,
here.
everybody.
Thank you, chat.
Chat. I was gonna say thanks everybody in the chat for
Yes.
putting up us in our nerdiness. Love it.
Yeah, and I look forward to more of this data and information coming out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Guys,
we ain't done digging.
Yeah. Join them next Friday, 8 p.m. on Signal Over Noise. Don't forget, if you want to continue on this road with Yeet and Freedom Fire, 8 p.m. every Friday night. All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
Hey,
Bye,
have a
y'all.
wonderful
you
night,
all.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
You tailored that lie in a pinstripe suit, polished it clean, called it bulletproof. But ink don't fade and truth don't bruise. And we brought every file you tried to lose. You can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. We brought the receipts. Step inside. Welcome to the receipt room. Nowhere to hide. Line by line, we cut the noise. This is signal over noise. Signal over noise. You buried it deep in procedure smoke. Signed in the margins, thought it was cloaked. But we read every clause, every quiet ploy. Now the door swings shut. Welcome to the receipt room. You can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. Alright. knock, it walks right in. Welcome to the receipt room. We brought the receipts. Hold the line. Name by name. Time by time. No more smoke. No decoys. Signal. Over noise. Welcome to the receipt room. Welcome to the receipt room.